pé a tún kábọ̀ sí orí ètò Koiki Media. Mo kí gbogbo àwa ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé tí Elédùmarè tí ó dá dáadáa, àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe máa ń sọ, it is now or never. Èní á sì máa jẹ́ the 24th day of the month of November. Ní ọjọ́ Friday ni a ṣì wà nínú ẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káalẹ́, a dẹ̀ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò education program wa lórí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá Nation tí à ń polongo. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ṣé dáadáa ni a tún bára wa ní gbogbo bàtà bá ń ríra wa bá sọ̀rọ̀. Àlàáfíà Elédùmarè kò ní fi wá, kò ní fèmí sílẹ̀ o, kò ní fi ẹ̀yin náà sílẹ̀. Lótìtọ́ lódodo, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n náwọn gbọ́ àgbọ́yé intan sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Ìyẹn ló ṣe kókó, ló ṣe pàtàkì pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣàlàyé fáwọn èèyàn wa lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ìdí kókó, ìdí pàtàkì tí ó ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ pé ìran Yorùbá gbogbo kí nǹkan tí a bá ní lọ́kàn a gbọ́dọ̀ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Àmọ́ kò ń ṣe tí a máa fààyàn tí a máa fara wa lẹ́sẹ̀, torí pé àwa ọmọ Yorùbá tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé a fẹ́ lọ yìí àtàwọn tí wọ́n náwọn ìtì fẹ́ ká pín, gbogbo wa náà la lẹ́tọ̀ọ́. Ẹ̀tọ́ yẹn kéré ọ̀nà tí àwọn tó fẹ́ àtàwọn tó ìtì fẹ́ ó lè yàtọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni, but in tó dá mi lójú ni pé kò kúkú ń ṣe àwa nìkan náà ni lànà fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Àwọn tó fẹ́ Nàìjíríà náà, àwọn gan wọ́n complain lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn. Mú kí ní méjì mẹ́ta ní mẹ́rin bẹ́ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, nígbà tí ẹ kúkú mọ̀ pa máa wá, nígbà tẹ́ ti wá rí wa tí a ti wọlé báyìí, èyí tẹ́yìn lè ṣe ni pé kẹ́ bá wa sọ fún àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé a ti wà live, káwọn náà lè darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Nígbà tẹ́ bá ń wọlé tí ẹ bá láìkì fídíò tá à ń ṣe, bí a ka kúkú pa fídíò yẹn kémi lọ sùn, torí pé kò ń ṣe pé a níṣẹ́ míì ta lè ṣe. Irú ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ báyìí, àwọn tó jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ wa tó jẹ́ Sàwáwù, wọ́n ti lọ sí ilé ìjọsìn tí wọ́n ti lọ bẹ Ọlọ́run fún gbogbo tó ń ṣe wọ́n. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn kan ti lọ sí club láti lọ jayé orí wọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn kan ti lọ sẹ́nu iṣẹ́. So tẹ́ bá wá rí àwa tí à ń jáde táwa ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ bá wa máa pín ètò náà kó lè rìn síbi tó yẹ kó rìn sí, kó lè tètè yá ju bí a ṣe ń fẹ́ lọ. Bóyá ìta máa sọ lọ́la àbí ìta ti ń sọ bọ̀ láti bí ọdún mẹ́ta, ìkànnú ẹ̀ṣà á di òun. Àwa àtàwọn olóṣèlú a kì í ṣe ọ̀tá ara wa, ọ̀rọ̀ ó lè yàtọ̀ síra wọn ni. Èyí táwọn náà kúkú ń fẹ́ òun náà ni pé Nàìjíríà táwọn fẹ́ yẹn kí ó lè sàn wá. Àmọ́ mo tún ń béèrè lálẹ́ yìí pé ǹjẹ́ Nàìjíríà, ǹjẹ́ ó lè sàn wá? Ǹjẹ́ Nàìjíríà sì lè ṣiṣẹ́? Lára àwọn ìbéèrè tá à ń béèrè náà nìyẹn. Àìdẹ̀ tí wàá rí ánsà lé lórí látijọ́ ta ti ń béèrè. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà lójoojúmọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ó ju agbára èèyàn kan lọ, kò ń ṣe tí èèyàn kan lè dá ṣe. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe charity organization ni à ń kí, wọ́n kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Nàìjíríà là ń kí, wọ́n kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. kò wá síbẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ náà tó máa ní ìyanjú ní kíákíá nígbà tá a bá ṣì wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Àmọ́ tá a bá fi Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀, probability ó wà pé a lè ní accountability fúnra wa. Ta làwọn olóṣèlú gan ń ṣe accountability fún? 11 o'clock a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe preambles ni. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wọlé tẹ́ ń wò wá tí ẹ̀ kí ń like fídíò, a máa rí èèyàn 2000 ẹ̀yin lẹ máa wo fídíò, àmọ́ fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì ẹ̀ kí ń like fídíò náà. Tẹ́ ẹ bá wá like fídíò yẹn, bóyá èyí tẹ́ fi ń wò yẹn kẹ́ kúkú má wò mọ́, torí pé tẹ́ bá like ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé a fẹ́ fi gbọ́ owó lórí ẹ̀, ó kàn máa help in tá à ń pè ní the algorithm lórí social media. Nígbà táì dẹ̀ tí ní CNN, táì tí ní Al Jazeera tó máa wá sọ fún yín pé ìran Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ nínú oko ẹrú, àwọn tẹni lọ́wọ́ náà ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ appreciate ní àwọn tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wọn. Lótìtọ́ àwọn kan sọ nípa Yorùbá nation, but iṣẹ́ táwọn náà ń ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a lè dánù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ lóríṣiríṣi. Bí ṣe máa ń sọ, bẹ́ẹ̀mi ò bá ṣe ẹlòmíì máa ṣe, bí ẹ̀yin náà bá ṣe ẹlòmíì á dìde. Ó kúkú ti wọ̀n pé ayé tá à ń gbé nísìn, ayé tí ó wà well connected more than ìgbà tèmi kọ́kọ́ dé lùi ní 25 years ago. Things have changed and they've changed for the good. 25 years ago kò sí bí a ṣe fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. A máa lọ ra calling card, a máa fi pè. Díẹ̀díẹ̀ social media ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí penetrate tó fi di pé ẹ̀ ń rí wa, àwa náà rí yín, torí pé à ń rí yín látara pé tí mo bá come live nísìn ẹ lè rí mi, ẹ dẹ̀ lè mọ tí mò ń ṣe. So in tó fi mú apá wa náà ń jáde wá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀yin náà wá bá wa pín kó lè rìn sí gbogbo ibi tó yẹ kó rìn sí. Kò kúkú ń ṣe pé àǹfààní kankan ta fi jẹ ju pé ká educate ara wa. Báwọn kan bá dẹ̀ sọ pé n ta ṣe ń sọ yẹn kò tí ì tó àsìkò, lótìtọ́ lódodo èyí táwọn sọ lọ́kàn nìyẹn. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń wọnú program tí ẹ ń ṣe ghost, ẹ like ẹ pín, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kó kárí. A ti ṣe 8 minutes látara eré tá à ń sọ yìí, a dẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ni. Ó wá depend strength tá bá ní, tá bá lè ṣe 2 hours, tá bá lè ṣe 3 hours, kò bá jẹ́ 10 minutes ní bá ṣe ní tó bá wù mí ní. Torí pé the little time tá à ń fi sílẹ̀ yìí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa rántí pé lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ à ń inconvenient ara wa, à dẹ̀ inconvenient family wa, torí pé kò ń ṣe inú studio ni mo wà. I'm sure most of you knows that. Inú ilé mo ti ń operate. Eléyìí yàtọ̀ sí BBC studio tí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá sọ inú enclave yẹn náà ló wà, ó kàn beam síta ni. But èmi nísìnyí tí bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá lọ sókè jù, màá máa ro ti neighbor, màá máa ro ti inú ilé, torí pé kí ni inú ilé la ti ń operate. So èyí náà gbọ́dọ̀ máa encourage wa láti lè jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe kí ó lè ní ìlọsíwájú. Èyí tẹ́ lè ṣe fún wa nìyẹn. Mò ń bọ̀ mọ̀ tí ì dé.
Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media, Koiki Media. ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Èèyàn mọ́ òdúdú wọn ni wá. Koiki Media, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà káyé gbogbo ayé jẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣé yín ló máa fi dìbò ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o? Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o. Owó náà dẹ́kun pọ̀ sí o. Koiki Media, ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tún ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ odò kan jòkó lára ni. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gidi Olódùmarè ló fún wọn. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Òdúdú alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àgbìsọ̀dálẹ̀, àgbìsọ̀dìkìtà. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àdúrótán, àtọ́pẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media is around. To give us latest. Is around o. To give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó. Koiki Media is around. To give us latest. Koiki Media.
Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ torí pé mo ti rí wọn tí wọ́n ti wọlé sínú ètò. Mo kí àwọn fámílì tí ó dúró tì wá, mo kí ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ lálùbáríkà, mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ǹkan sí pé a máa kalẹ̀ àtúkàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play àsíá wa, ká sì fi oríkì bàbá wa lóyè sílẹ̀. Màá try láti play towards the end. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tá a bá play Koiki tán, I play the other one, but let's just go with the anthem as we are just starting the program. Mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè, but ká tó play anthem yẹn, ẹ dé ká play lay.
Let's
mo kí àwa náà ní olórí ẹbí ní London tí bá ti ń sọ pé olórí ẹbí wa olórí ẹbí kan náà ni òun nìkan ni mo lè pè ní anytime yàtọ̀ sí ìyàwó àti ìyá mi tí bá pè ibikíbi tó bá wà ó gbọ́dọ̀ dọ́dọ̀ mi ó pẹ́ jù 2 hours tó bá sí ní outside London torí pé distance láti ilé ẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ tèmi is probably about an hour mo kí wà látà màmá ní tí ẹ bá gbúrò mi fún so many weeks tí kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé ó sick mo rẹ̀ mí àbí wọ́n sọ fún yín pé mo wà lọ́lìdè torí èmi náà need holiday àbí pé bóyá fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì a lè ṣe program bí wọ́n ní ọlọ́pàá gbé Kóìkì àbí nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ wàhálà ló máa lè fún yín ní full confirmation kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè mọ anything ẹ kò lè máa gbọ́ rúmọ̀ ni so mo rí wàhálà mo kí ẹ dáadáa kọlọ́ọ̀bẹ Elédùmarè kó bá ń dúró tiẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe ń wọlé lẹ́yẹ kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn èèyàn máa ń fẹ́ wo topic tá a máa ń fi síta ẹlòmíà wo topic wá fẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá topic yẹn ó rhyme mọ́ conversation yẹn from the beginning literally lọ́dọ̀ tiwa Yorùbá nation nìkan là ń sọ so tàbá kàn fi topic sí is just to keep the headline. It's just to keep the headline, nothing more than that. Whether I put a topic or not, Koiki Media is for Yoruba Nation. Èmi ò níṣẹ́ méjì. And the Yoruba Nation here, I can translate it to so many areas. Mo kí ya Oòduà, ẹ bá ń kí àwọn ọmọ. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí ń darapọ̀. I'll try to mention names because I just want to be interactive. Kó má bàa wà boring because àwa náà máa fẹ́ take break láàrin méjì so tá a bá ń dárúkọ yín àwa náà fi ń ṣe kí ni a fi ń recognize yín ni. Kò ń ṣe pé tá a bá dárúkọ yín you can do anything to us. But for the fact that we are living in a digital world tó dẹ̀ ní footprint ẹ máa wonder pé kí ni mo kọ sílẹ̀ mo kọ déètì kí ni mo dẹ̀ kọ late night broadcast Yorùbá Nation versus Nigeria so that tó bá dọjọ́ iwájú in another 50 years àwọn kan máa gbé fáìlì yìí wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki October 20 in tó sọ lélẹ̀ September 30 July 30 August 1st July 20 ilé nísìn this was a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Àjàòkúta the unique ethnic a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Rotimi Williams a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa 774 local government the service chiefs so it's just to document what we are doing but also because èmi more important of my job I don't play with my videos. I take them as something that might even fetch me money. Lọ́jọ́ iwájú o mọ̀ tán internet tẹ̀lé mi ṣe àwọn ọ̀dà pé kí ló dé tí kò go. Okay, I gotta be careful pé because we already live on Koiki so I gotta go live on there ṣì máa fẹ́ lo bíbá. Alright, but let me still use it for now. So àwọn tó bá wà níbẹ̀. But sometimes ẹlòmíì they find it difficult. Ẹ ti use mọ́ kankan one platform bàbá ní kẹlẹ́ wà lórí YouTube ẹlẹ́mìí àní kí ló ṣe tó máa lọ sórí YouTube ó lè dàbí pé fáwọn kan ó wà expensive especially àwọn tó wà Nigeria so I can understand so that's why we try to go on. I am live on 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 different platforms and I'm still trying to connect this one but battery yẹn ti flat so mo ní láti mo dẹ̀ mọ́ bí tí mo fi charger ràn pé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ló wà so mo ní láti mú charger yẹn kí n kàn máa charge while we are still going to switch it on later kókò charge díẹ̀ ni màá mú lọ sókè nísìn. So kí ni mo fẹ́ fààyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé I don't joke with my videos. Tó bá rẹ̀ mí jù, I will do it the next day. I don't have the ownership to TikTok. I don't have relationship with them. I don't have relationship with YouTube. I don't have a relationship with Facebook. And they have the right to pull down my account at any time they want without giving me any notification. Lórí pé à ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation, èmi àti cousin mi Walata, Facebook ta ṣí ní 2007. Kẹ́lì máa imagine the impact of it táwa ń gbé dání nísìn. Facebook tèmi ṣí ní 2007. I'm very sure pé Walata náà around that time lòun náà máa ṣí tiẹ̀. Ó kọ́ lè yàtọ̀ sí month ni. After tí wọ́n gbé account mi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, which is my normal account tí mo kàn ń lò just like anybody has an account, wọ́n pull it down. Broadcast failed. Okay, I don't know why. I have to start again. Not too sure why I need a good iPad because iPad is not pay. I need a new one. Abadere tó ní second hand tẹ́ bá lè fún wa ẹ̀kọ́ format ẹ̀kẹ́ send sí mi. Tẹ́ bá pè mí máa sọ bí tẹ́ máa send sí. Kóìkì máa fún yàn ládírẹ́sì ẹ o. Ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè ló ń fi iṣẹ́ ṣọ́ wa. So gbogbo yẹn ẹ̀yẹn máa wọrí nípa ẹ̀. Nítorí báwọn ènìyàn kẹ́ send wa kó tó dọ́dọ̀ mi wá ti scan ẹ̀ ní post office. So ní tẹ́ bá fi sínú ẹ̀ á jáde nínú post office. I'm just joking. So after tó gbé account mi yẹn lọ, cousin mi ní ó dá wọ́n ti gba account tiẹ̀ ìwọ máa lo tọ̀dọ̀ tèmi àtúgbà Walata. Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lo ti Walata a máa fi ń ṣe broadcast nígbà yẹn gan àtẹ̀tí ní numbers èdò mo dúpẹ́ fún olóyè Ìgbòho kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ lọ ta ṣe fẹ́ bọ̀ àǹfààní àti ọlá ẹ̀ ó wà lára tí Koiki Media ń jẹ́ dédé. So táwọn kan bá ní mo lóyà sí ibi tí loyalty mi wà nìyẹn because as far as I'm concerned nígbà tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation yẹn lọ tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ kó tó di pé Elédùmarè connect ẹ má bínú pé I'm looking this way because I'm not running on one cameras. I have 9 cameras, don't worry me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 laptops, 4 mobile phones, 1 iPad. So I'm moving my face in different direction because you're all positioned differently. Mo rántí gbà yẹn just like bí ṣe ń bí àwọn èèyàn nísìnyí pé ẹ bá wa lọ subscribe. I mean ibi táwa náà dé nísìnyí kò tẹ́ ẹ ká máa bẹ àwọn èèyàn pé kẹ́ bá wa lọ subscribe, you know, bí àwọn kan rí pé tí bá subscribe ṣé màá fún ẹ ní subscription mi. Event mo lọ ní àná business event ni mo wá ń wo the importance of data tí mo mí ni pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa tẹ́ wà ní Nàìjíríà àtẹni tó wà níta tá a bá kúkú jáde nísìn tí bá sọ fún Oríyọmí Hamzat ni mò ń wò lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí bá unmute ẹ̀ nísìn sound yẹn ṣì máa ṣe kọ́kọ́rọ́ alátẹ̀ èmi náà wá bí tó ti ń ṣe live video because sometimes the live video is better than the recorded one because live intẹ́ni ẹ bá ń sọ ìwọ wà lára àwọn tó máa jàǹfààní ẹ̀ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́. So after tí wọ́n gbé account mi lọ Walata gbé account ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ pé máa fi ṣe broadcast ìgbà yẹn àtẹ̀ tí ní YouTube a lè go live lórí YouTube because YouTube account mi tí mò ń lò wọ́n pull it down completely so we lost the numbers kó tó di pé we now have 42,900 view even though it is not monetized but the backup is working. Mo okay that means pé this ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ lórí social media yìí báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ guarantee 100 years from now nígbà tá a bá sí mọ́ wàhálà tèmi ṣe wọn kọ ní bọ̀bọ́ yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ but tó bá ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ bó ló wà á ní àmọ́bi tó wà so I started taking down my videos. In time wo has almost 3 years of work tí Koiki Media ti ṣe lórí social media bó ṣe rọra kéré àti fídíò 5 hours tí mo ṣe àti fídíò 10 minutes àti 3 minutes àti táwọn boys mi ṣe ní Nàìjíríà àwọn bánà àwọn boys mi it's just a general term boys ní gbogbo wa àti ìkọ́ntẹ̀ send message sí mi the only female staff but I ní àwọn senior female staff ó ní ọ̀gá mọ́kàn ní kí n gbúrò yín ni ó tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta àlàáfíà ṣàlàáfíà ni wọ́n náà wà ní àlàáfíà lọ èyí tí mo fi gbọ́ náà nìyẹn. So I don't joke with my videos anymore. Alright, we're having problem from the Koiki Media keep stopping, so I'm not going to go live again. So ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ wa ọmọ ní láti okay ṣé kò ń ṣe pé torí mo gbé sórí it could be reason for that. Okay, let's do it this way. Dáhùn pé torí mo gbé sórí laptop yẹn so heat yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Okay, ṣé heat ló wá ń da brain ẹ̀rù ni so bí akínkọ̀ọ́ra fi kọ́ níbí báyìí. Alright, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi kọ́ báyìí kọ́kọ́ ti máa rí mi náà ni so ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe báyìí. Alright, mi ti gbé sórí chair bẹ́ẹ̀ because orí laptop yẹn ni mo gbé sílẹ̀ nǹkan so bí àyẹn ló ń jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀ pé iPhone that was sensitive so ó receive too much heat látara laptop yẹn. Alright, I'll see bí ọmọ stable nísìn. So láti gbà yẹn I don't joke with my videos anymore. Yàtọ̀ sí TikTok, I mean any videos tá bá ti ṣe lórí Facebook we take it down and I archive it and I send it to cloud so that tẹ́lẹ̀ bá tẹ̀ sọnù àbẹ́ni tí bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ó wà nínú cloud. Why am I saying this? Ṣẹ́rí the quest. Alright, something is not right with this iPad. It's not about to disconnect me, so I'm not going to bother myself anymore. The quest for Moke TJ, excuse me, for the Yoruba nation. The only difference to yàtọ̀ nísìn ni pé we are not using any weapon to fight. We are not using any weapon, so we don't need weapon, ní nǹkan ọjà. Nǹkan ọjà ta ní òun náà ni ẹnu wa ká present ká wo kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ presently even in Nigeria, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ presently níta on the international side, ká wá link ẹ̀ mọ́ reason why it must be now or never. Is either we accept that it's going to be now or never. Àwọn kan take it as a joke. Àwọn kan take it serious. Àwọn kan bother rárá pé kò sí tó kàn wọ́n. Àwa la mọ̀ tó ṣe wá tá fi ń pariwo Yorùbá nation. Kò sí nǹkan tó wrong pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà. So there's different breeds of people in the life that we are today. Mo ń wo Kora, ṣé Kora Obi Kora ó rà pé wọ́n ní wọ́n fún ní citizenship or something. Bèbí yẹn wá ń sọ pé kí ló dé tóun náà wá tó wá ṣí lẹ́tà yẹn níta èyí tó ti wá mú ṣí lẹ́tà yẹn níta. There will be different people ẹ̀wọ̀n kó tó wáyé pé kò wá ṣí lẹ́tà yẹn níta ẹ̀ ní mọ̀. It's the same thing pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation. Tá a bá sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé Yorùbá nation la fẹ́ tá wà consistent, because everything in life is about the consistent, kò dẹ́n ṣàwọn nìkan la ṣe máa ṣe Yorùbá nation. Even àwọn tó believe nínú Yorùbá nation they will at some point attract themselves into the Yorùbá nation movement. I gotta stand up because Bishenri phone me to go at charge. I'm not really pleased, even if I'm not gonna use it. I gotta keep it charging. So Emma, bear with me for a few minutes. If you know. So what I'm gonna do, àwọn kan máa gbọ́ ìtì bá play àwọn kan ní gbọ́, so kò ní pẹ́ just for me to pop upstairs and come back down. So let me just see what I can. I think I should give us something. All right, let me do it this way. So let me switch this up. So mo ṣe ń kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, mo kí Mr. Ọláwálé Táíwò, mo kí Azeez ti Houston, mo kí Easy Dollar, mo kí bàbá wa Ọláwọ̀yìn Ibrahim, mo kí Mr. Sunday lórí Instagram, mo kí ìyá wa Bímpé Bákàrè, tọwọ́tọwọ́ ni mo fi ń dárúkọ yín, mo kí àwọn silent listeners, àwọn kan lọ ṣí fake account ó fi máa fi wo in tó lọ lórí Yorùbá Nation social media, àwọn kan oríṣiríṣi account lọ ní, èyí tó máa fi wo Yorùbá Nation wà, èyí tó máa lọ fi wo sister wa Yínká TNT, èyí tó máa fi lọ wo Ìyábọ̀ Òjó wà, èyí tó máa fi wo Esther Body wà you know ẹlẹ́bí email tó ní. This social media is beautiful, you know, but irú àwa nísìn account kan ni a ní láti ṣe máa ní. I go and watch all these people as well. Ìtì bá fi comment bá yẹ pé mo fẹ́ lọ dẹ́rìn para mi máa lọ wo Ọba Solomon, you know, tí bá dẹ̀ fi wo fracas, èmi náà lọ jókòó síbi tó ti ń ṣe fracas. Ó dà ń pé ikú Mohbad ó ṣì ń trend lórí social media, kò tí ì sún wọn, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó rí justice. Èmi gan ní the justice torí pé Nàìjíríà ò jẹ́ kí n rí justice, so mo fẹ́ play. Mo kí Simon Ekpa máa sọ̀rọ̀ dọ́dọ̀ wọn lálẹ́, mo kí dáadáa pé ó kúṣẹ́, mọ̀ pé àwọn Yorùbá wọn fẹ́ gbọ́ Simon Ekpa sétí, tẹ́ bá ti gbọ́ Simon Ekpa ara yín máa ń react. Mo kí Afa Akeem, mo wà lórí program mo fẹ́ rẹ́rìn pa, mo kí our Queen of Africa Afa Akeem. Nígbà tá Afa Akeem sọ̀rọ̀ Afa Akeem ní irú ìlú wo la wà yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ bí a ká gbọ́ Afa Akeem wá ti máa fi padà dé.
ẹ máa wòran báyìí náà.
Mò ń bọ̀, ẹ ṣáà mọ Afa Akeem, ẹ mò ń bọ̀, ẹ máa gbọ́ Afa Akeem.
Àkàlẹ́ máa wòran báyìí náà. Kò yé wa mọ́ o, kí ni ká ṣe? Ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn, ebi ń pa wá, ebi ń pa yé. Ebi ń pa yé gbogbo nǹkan lọ́wọ́. Ẹ dákun, gbogbo àkàwà jókòó, àdúró, àwòrán, ṣé bá a ṣe máa wò rí? Ṣé bá a ṣe máa wò rí? Tọ́dún mẹ́rin á ti pé tí ò ní sí changes kankan. Changes. Kò sí changes kankan náà. Annasu ajinasu wa akisaruhum anjasu. Ẹni agbójú okùnlé ọ̀jẹ̀ ni àgbà o, ẹ̀yin àwa lọ́kàn, ẹni agbójú okùnlé ọ̀jẹ̀ ni àgbà, a sì lè máa bá lọ báyìí. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wa ń kọ́ mọ́sáàsì máa kọ́ chọ́ọ̀chì, kí ni ìtumọ̀ gan-an? Chọ́ọ̀chì pọ̀tà máa wó lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí o, mọ́sáàsì pọ̀tà máa wó. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ẹ dákun. Ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn à ń kọ́ chọ́ọ̀chì, ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn à ń kọ́ mọ́sálásí. Mọ́sálásí tiẹ̀ ti pọ̀ jù gan ládùúgbò. Mọ́sálásí ti pọ̀ jù náà. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ mọ́sálásí tọ́pọ̀ tí ò sí fáktírì? Kí ni ìtumọ̀ mọ́sálásí tọ́pọ̀ tí ò sí kọ́ńpìlẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn ti máa ṣiṣẹ́? Mọ́sálásí à ń kọ́ mọ́sálásí, kò sí ìgbàgbọ́ tá a fi máa lo mọ́sálásí. À ń kọ́ chọ́ọ̀chì, kò sí ìgbàgbọ́ tá a fi máa lo chọ́ọ̀chì. Kí ni àǹfààní mọ́sálásí lójú? Ẹ dákun, ìjọba gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ lórí rẹ̀. Ládùúgbò kan kò gbọ́dọ̀ máa ju mọ́sálásí kan lọ. Mọ́sálásí tó bá ti ń gbé méjì mẹ́ta ládùúgbò kan, ká fi ẹyọ kan lẹ̀ ká wú gbogbo mọ́sálásí tó bá kú tó bá wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ká fi wọ́n fátìrì lánàá ló ní ìlàjì pọ̀ láwùjọ. Fátìrì, kọ́ńpìlì. Kọ́ńpìlì, fátìrì ló ní ìlàjì pọ̀ láwùjọ. Èèyàn nǹkan ọlọ́run ẹni ọba tó pọ̀ lọ́rùn bó ṣe rí nìyẹn nǹkan ọlọ́run àwọn èèyàn gbádùn ara wọn lórílẹ̀ ìdáwà yìí o àwọn èèyàn gbádùn ara wọn nǹkan ọlọ́run o nǹkan ọlọ́gbọ́n o. èmi gba tó wá láwọn àbá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àbá tó ń jà àwọn èèyàn ń jà sí ìmáàmù mo fẹ́ sí ìmáàmù ẹ dákun àdé pín sálárì.
Afakim lẹ́ ń gbọ́ wọn.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin àṣà tí sàwọn tẹ́ ẹ dákẹ́ ṣé bí nǹkan ìṣeré tó tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn ni ṣé bí ṣe ń padà tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn ni ṣé bí ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀yin ni.
ẹ jẹ́ mute wọn. Kí lẹ rí nínú nǹkan tí Afakim sọ díẹ̀ àmọ́ tó ṣe iPad yìí so definitely mo tó ṣe ó kàn shut down ni so ó ti ní problem yẹn kò ń ṣe new one so it's just a very old one tí mo ra lórí eBay. A gbọ́ díẹ̀ nínú kan tí brother wa bàbá wa ẹ̀gbọ́n wa I love him so much just like every other individuals. I remember nígbà tí Afakim wá bá mi ní soka, you know, you could see the energy. And mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé títí di wákàtí he stood his ground. Mo kẹ́ ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá mo tí rí kíní yẹn but I'm working on it. So bí ọ̀ṣìmá láti resend again. Tẹ́ẹ̀bà mẹ́ntán pè ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ni brother wa tó máa ń ṣe program òun ní physical challenge la máa ń pèrò èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀. He has a eyesight problem. But mo mọ̀ pé àwọn device ta fi ń operate it can be used by people that have eyesight problem. Tó bá jẹ́ pé UK ni brother wa wà àti àwọn tó pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ní physical challenge. Kódà God bless United Kingdom. They might have done problems tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lénìí tó affect ìran wa tó dé affect ìran ọmọ Ìgbò náà tó affect psyche wa bọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ fáwa tá wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn nísìn a sì gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ pé God bless UK. Ìwọ tó wà Nàìjíríà ti ní other country o lè ní kò ní da fún wọn o lè bú wọn. I cannot defend that but èmi bíbá ilé mi gbé tó bá dẹ̀ ti kọjá ìyá rẹ̀ wàlátà díẹ̀ alájí pè mí òun mẹ́rin tí mò ń sọ yẹn kóòdì ni òun ti mẹ́rin tí mò ń sọ ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn á sọ̀rọ̀ kò tí tó an hour ago. Ìlú tá à ń gbé yìí ìlú tó ní system ni mo tún sọ fẹ́yìn tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń wọlé dé má sáré kó lọ kọlu mọ́tò. Àwa tá wà ní bíbá stupido àwa tá wà labroad ní abroad generally mostly in Europe and Asia. Àwọn tó wà ní Asia is another continent that hate àwa àyàn aláwọ̀ dúdú. Like I always say, I'm just gonna be going around and use that to link it to Yoruba Nation. Kò tí send information lé lórí bàbá wa Ìdòwú Àlàdé and I'm not gonna read that comment out. If there's any information, one can deliver message. So reading the comment out is gonna distract my program. So I'm not gonna read your comment out. But I'm told lórí ibi tẹ́ ti sọ comment yẹn or ti rí comment yẹn, but no information to that at the moment. Anything there by my bonita, I don't know about that. and I'm still the only spokesperson for Olóyè Igboho. Mo jẹ́ pé mo fi ń dẹnu position tó fi mí sí ni, and I'm not gonna abuse it. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń wọ abroad, and I pray many of you will get to this part of the globe. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní sùúrù gan. Let's come back to the real discussion. What is the discussion? Self-determination. Yoruba nation. Àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n kan máa sọ̀rọ̀. To them, it is not the right time. Àwọn kan ní, it is the right time, but with the wrong set of people. Àwa ló ń pè ní wrong set of people. So, wọ́n expect àwọn the big guns. Ẹ ti mọ̀ àwọn the big guns. Àwọn governor tó wà ní Ọ̀yọ́ tó ń operate látọ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó lè padà lọ sí state ẹ̀. I mean, ṣé Akérédolú bó ṣe sick yẹn gan kọ́lọ̀ fún lálàáfíà? I don't think ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation ló máa jẹ́ priority ẹ̀. So you can see that àwa tí à ń jáde, Afakim sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn, èmi dé at least mo ò rí lé wọn. Mo rántí pé Olóyè Igboho ó promise wọn pa máa wá sí Idimolud or whatever they were doing that day, and we traveled down there. It was beautiful. Ẹ ṣáà rí kó lóye ìjó inú tèmi náà wà ń bẹ̀ lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn. Tẹ́ bá rántí fídíò yẹn lọ́dọ̀ Akim, Afakim. But mo rántí pé tó bá ń ṣe pé irú mọ́tò tá a gbé débẹ̀, wàláì, tó bá ní mọ́tò tó jẹ́ àwọn ní pálẹ̀ dáadáa, o máa tún exhaust mọ́tò yẹn ṣe lójoojúmọ́, because mo rò pé títì débẹ̀ yẹn there is problems, and these problems that we are encountering today in what is called Nigeria is not leadership problem. All these need good leaders, Tabani good leaders, then we are liars. We tell lies to ourselves. We are not what to tell lies to ourselves. Ọlọ́run tí fún wa ní leader tó dáa, Ọlọ́run máa wá fún wa ní leader tó dáa. So many of us are waiting for this Ọlọ́run, whichever Ọlọ́run tó bá gbé dání or not, because as far as ibi tèmi dé lẹ́nìí, níbi tọ́jọ́ orí mi dé, èèyàn kan gbọ́dọ̀ tó fi religion kó fi kó mi lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ mọ́. Wàláìtàláì símọ́ bí láì làzílà hùwà. Níbi tèmi dé lálẹ́ yìí, kíyàn kan ṣe máa sọ fún mi pé Christian nìkan ni, Muslim nìkan ni, atheist nìkan ni, babaláwo nìkan ni. You're deceiving yourself. Just believe whatever you believe and do your part. That's all I can say. The whole problem that Nigeria is facing is far beyond. We are living the denial that it is going to be a good leader that we need to mawa help wa, to mawa support wa, to give us the dream country that we are looking for. But many of such dreams is just illusion. The whole problem that Nigeria, my monitor, because we run to cross post. So Koiki Media and Koiki Odidua Muke gbogbo ente wa ní ọjọ́ ọdún. Mr. Matthew Idowu Muki, Mr. Abiodun Lexi, good morning, good afternoon. So this notion that we need good leaders, when we have good leaders, we will be able to have the country of our dream. That is all lies. It's a big lies. It's a lie that many of us know that Ọlọ́run kankan mú good leader kankan wá sí Nigeria. The hope that pé Ọlọ́run máa fún wa ní good leader, we are all living in denial, because Ọlọ́run tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn kò create wa as one block. Ọlọ́run tí gbogbo wa ń pè yẹn, Ọlọ́run máa fún wa ní good leader, Ọlọ́run máa wá tún Nàìjíríà ṣe, Ọlọ́run máa wá ṣe kinní kan. Ọlọ́run tá à ń sọ fún yẹn, tá à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, oníṣẹ̀ṣe, even ẹni tó believe tó jẹ́ atheist, àwọn astrologists wà, astrologer, Hindu. So mo kí ìyàwó Elizabeth, All Stars Yorùbá TV, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, Danfogo TV. Ọlọ́run kò ní fún yín ní that kind of leaders that we were looking for. It's a lie. So what we are doing is we are telling lies against that God that we believe in, because Ọlọ́run kò create Nigeria as one block. There's nothing wrong with our territory. Tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ sọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀, ẹ má máa rò pé tá bá ń bú Nigeria àbí tí bá sọ pé we're a country, you know, those kind of, especially if they follow me lórí X, which is the, you know, formerly called Twitter. At least we have about 34,000. You know, 34,000. I know it's about probably 15,000. Loja more Biafra. Probably the other one is just mixed match. So we encourage more Yoruba people to register on the X, because we are more up to date than the Facebook, YouTube. Ori bataba go live. Nicole Mama go live. Aviteba lowo repeated program wa. Abiteba wa in the community wa. Instagram is not up to date. But Tebawa Lori X, which is the former name called Twitter, that one is up to date. Teba refresh, you know, every seconds. Amazon don't share for me presently. So why then are we living in this illusion? Why then are we waiting for this God? Kó wá fún wa ní good leader. Kí Nigeria fi lè work for, kó lè move forward. When Nigeria itself was never created by. Okay, let me put it this way. Let me try and reverse it. Of course, was psyche mi nísìn. Ṣé nígbà tí Lugard tó fẹ́ ṣe amalgamation yẹn, ṣé àwọn aládùúrà jókòó, ṣé àwọn babaláwo jókòó, ṣé Pentecost jókòó, ọ̀ọ́ká ṣe sọ pé ṣé gbogbo àwọn Christian jókòó, ṣé àwọn gbogbo Mùsùlùmí jókòó, kọ́ wá ṣàdúrà pé Lugard ó gbé nǹkan wá, ó náà fi join gbogbo àpapọ̀ ká wá bẹ Ọlọ́run sí, because in tá à ń ṣe léni ni pé à ń bẹ Ọlọ́run padà sí nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run ò fọwọ́ sí. That's what we are doing. I mean, èmi náà lè máa mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ títí di wákàtí bí a gbogbo tí mo mọ̀ nísìn is like a wasted 37 years, because I'm 40 plus. So tí bá sọ pé a wasted 37, ká tẹ̀ sọ pé ọmọ 40 ni mí. That means pé for 37 years, 3 years nínú ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan kan tí ó jẹ́ pé ẹja ṣàdúrà fún ìlú wa. It's a lie. It's a lie that we were told by àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn ìmáàmù yẹn, àwọn pásítọ̀ yẹn, àwọn babaláwo yẹn, ṣe mọ̀ pé kò síyàn kankan. Ẹ mọ̀ pé nísìn àfitẹ́ tó bá send message sí mi later lẹ́yìn program pé Koiki in tó sọ yẹn kò sótìtọ́ níbẹ̀. Ẹ dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ fún mi ní proof tí mo lè lọ sí the biggest library nílùú yìí, King's Cross ló wà. Tèmi náà gbọ́dọ̀ lọ make sure pé intent sọ yẹn ó wà confirm. Kí ni mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé ǹjẹ́ ńgbà tí Lugard tó fẹ́ amalgamate Nigeria, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n tẹ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn religion tá à operate nínú Nigeria, which is the 3 major religion, the Yoruba tradition, the Christianity and the Islam, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n tẹ̀ jókòó kọ́ wá fi àdúrà ti amalgamation yẹn, àbóhùn kọ́ make that amalgamation látara the 8, because we don't know whether even Lugard has a religion. Lugard tá à ń sọ yìí tó amalgamate Nigeria on behalf of the British Empire, I am not sure whether he even believes in anything. So why then làwa tí a wá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà nínú ibi tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́nìí, why then làwa ṣe wá ń fọ́ọ̀sì ẹ̀sìn láti fi bẹ Ọlọ́run kó fún wa ní good leader nínú Nàìjíríà? Why then la ṣe wá ń lo Ọlọ́run mùsùlùmí láti fi rectify ntí ìpínlẹ̀ ẹ̀ wọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run sí? Because so far níbi tí èmi náà at least nínú ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation níbi táwọn èèyàn ti send article reference point táwọn kan ti ṣe research àìtí ìkàbí kankan tó sọ pé Lugard Frederick Lugard nígbà tó fẹ́ amalgamate ilẹ̀ Haúsá àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àti ilẹ̀ Ìgbò wọ́n wá jókòó wọ́n ṣàdúrà lé lórí. Àwa wáṣẹ̀ wá ń ṣàdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run kan tí òun believe nínú ẹ̀, because in tí wọ́n believe yẹn àwọn kan believe in it and it is their right. So dẹ̀ lè force ẹ̀sìn sórí anybody, wish ti ẹni problem ti ẹni. Àwa wá ń lọ sí church, à ń lọ sí mosque, à ń lọ sí traditional center wa, àwa ń fi Elédùmarè àfi ń kọ́ Nàìjíríà lọ́rùn pé kó bá wa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe. Àwọn whatever the gods yẹn àwọn akọ́ máa gbé we are stupid people, very very stupid Yorùbá people. Pé ṣé àwọn eléyìí ò ní làákàyè ni? Intẹ́ ń bẹ̀ mí fún òun kọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ máa bẹ̀ mí fún, intẹ́ kẹ́ máa bẹ̀ mí fún ni pé ilẹ̀ tóun fún yín tó jẹ́ kẹ́ máa fi ṣọ̀rọ̀ ajé yín, kẹ́ máa fi ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ayé yín, gbà yẹn ẹ wá ń fi orúkọ, because ilẹ̀ yẹn kò sí nǹkan tó ràn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, but orúkọ tó gbélé lórí ó dàbí ìgbà tí wọ́n gbé burden lé gbogbo wa lórí ni. Burden yẹn nísìn làwọn á ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ burden yìí kúrò. Àwọn kan nínú a sì lè gbé nínú ẹ̀, but Ọlọ́run máa fún wa ní good leader. And that has been going on years upon years. Ọdún ti fẹ́ parí nísìn, ẹ máa ráwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa ṣàdúrà, Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ abẹ́ni Nàìjíríà yìí má jẹ́ ó túká. Àwọn kan ṣàdúrà bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ abẹ́ni Nàìjíríà yìí kọ́lọ́run wá fún wa lólórí tó máa láàánú. Máa sábà gbọ́rọ̀ yẹn, mo rí ẹ Dizzy Man 123 to links mo kí ẹ. Àwa máa gbọ́ Ọlọ́run fún wa ní olórí tó máa láàánú mẹ̀kúnnù. Ọlọ́run wa ní òun ò ní fún yín lólórí tó máa láàánú mẹ̀kúnnù, because gbogbo àwọn olórí yẹn they've all come together and they are representing the hidden agenda táwọn ọmọ nípa ẹ̀. Tá bá gba territory wa padà, a lè wá tẹ̀ wá jókòó ká wá lo the three religion yẹn padà again láti fi bẹ whatever the bad energy to operate within that territory. Kò síbi tí kò sí bad energy o. Ìlú tí mò ń gbé UK yìí títí dé border wọ́n ṣe bó ṣe ń ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe, wọ́n ń lo Quran, wọ́n dẹ̀ lo Bible. I don't have to be explaining to you, but in táwa mọ̀ ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ nílùú yìí tó pọ̀ náà, and the same thing goes in other part of the world. But ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fẹ́ni tó bá lè ní ẹni tó bá ní better open mind ló lè understand it. Gbogbo motor accident tẹ́ ẹ̀ rí nǹkan kan yẹn is another way of taking blood, often cleanse àwọn kankan ni. But we are asking again tonight, why should we as Omo Yoruba remain in Nigeria as the brand when we can have our own brand? Ṣé mọ̀ pé tí bá jáde nísìn tí bá lo Nike logo, kí lẹ rò pé Nike máa ṣe fún mi? They will go after me with everything that they have from the legal perspective. Tí bá lo brandy McDonald's, tí mo ṣí shop, mo wá pè ní McDonald's, mo dẹ̀ change alphabet ẹ̀, mo lò ní the same, kódà mo tún wá lo picture McDonald's, kódà mo tún lo logo wọn, ṣé wọn kí mo ti ń tọ́jà nìyẹn. So what we are doing right now is we are operating under a brand called Nigeria, which does not truly represent our Omo Yoruba. And that brand called Nigeria could represent wa, but what force lé wa lọ́wọ́ pé whether you like it or not, keep it and help us to operate it. And that is what we have been doing in the last 108 years of the amalgamation, because we have been noticing something that doesn't belong to us, something that tí wọ́n pinlẹ̀ nípìnlẹ̀ pé wọ́n tẹ̀ fi ti Ọlọ́run sí, something that even if they carried some of our kings níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn pé wọ́n bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ pé wọ́n máa join ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àti ilẹ̀ Haúsá wá kó gbogbo àpapọ̀, but according to what is written, Sherry, there's difference between ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ àti tí mo kọ sílẹ̀. Tí mo kọ sílẹ̀ nísìn so far, ẹni tó bá gbọ́ fídíò in 10,000 years to come, tó bá reference ẹ̀ padà sí tí mo kọ, black and white lélẹ̀, eléyìí mean pé èmi ni mo confirm ẹ̀, tí bá tún wá fi signature mi sí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, that shows pé it is an authentic document. Now nígbà tí a rí nínú black and white pé the purpose and reason why this both south and the north was merged was because the northern part of Nigeria, tá à ń pè ní ilẹ̀ Haúsá lẹ́ni, tí à ń pè ní Nagode, it was not making money for the British Empire. The British government was losing money on it. Now, mo ń try láti wo a kind of example I can link to that. Is it possible now pé kí á tiẹ̀, which a lot of us have done, especially at our níta, ṣe mọ̀ pé we funded a lot of projects in Nigeria. If that project is not returning revenue or is not even helping the society, how much longer would you as a person, tí kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé owó freebies ni wọ́n náà ń gbà níta, ìwọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún owó yẹn, ó wá ń pump ẹ̀ sórí èèyàn, whereas ó yẹ kí revenue máa, because revenue láti máa jáde látara Nàìjíríà láti support even àwa tá wà níta, àwa àwárí yẹn, àwa tún wá ń fund yín. Do you know that after a while a lè sọ fún yín gan pé ǹjẹ́ àní má jí business ẹ yẹn pẹ̀lú another business, tá bá wá fẹ́ ṣe yẹn tá make any consultation, because many of you might not know what is called consultation, but for some of us that have lived there in this country, gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ wọ́n bí council ìlú ìdá ní gbogbo UK kakọ̀ jí láàárọ̀ kọ́kọ́ ni wọ́n ti fi parking permit síbẹ̀ yẹn, wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. So what they would do is they do what they call a consultation. Wọ́n á náà wọ́n fi ṣe nǹkankan and they will start consulting. Who was consulted as at the time of this amalgamation? Who was involved in this amalgamation? I will tell you the major player. Sherry building tá à ń rí ní UK tó ń pè ní Westminster. that building played a big role in the amalgamation of that contraction country. Thank you, Nigeria. Thanks so much for the gift, Lorit, on the TikTok. The question again is, why are we as Nigerians trying to protect the brand that doesn't belong to us? Moki Baba wa Kehinde Babatunde, Moki Wenta wa ní Òkè Ògùn, Kwara, Ondo, Ekiti, Anambra, Port Harcourt, wherever you're watching us, today, Aso Rock, because I have people that are watching us there. Moki Wani Sokoto, Moki Sultan of Sokoto, the owner of Nigeria. I'm asking again, are we sure that our ọmọ Yorùbá táwa ní Nigeria, mo kẹ́yìn táwa lórí TikTok at Instagram, are we sure we are not supporting a brand that has no interest or no opportunity for us? When I say no opportunity, there will be few opportunities, but we're talking about something that belongs to us as our own real identity. What is the problem to keep that identity of ours as against Mukiba Bawakendi Salami, as against the identity of Nigeria? I mean, why don't we want to keep our own identity? I picked up something from the I just want to go back to Nigeria. Okay, we will can see. Now welcome us. Into the program. I think I have to go one step backwards. So Mokiwa Bashindara Bomowa Nenueto. We are now Saturday. No, well, Okudia, be 1 minute. 24th last year. But in another few minutes, I'm at 25th of the month. I want to go and see, because Muripe Simon Ekpa or address issue in your line and no. Okay, as I speak to us right now, coming on my screen is the breaking news. There's an incident that is unfolding at the Westminster tube station, underground station in central London. The Metropolitan Police, including Armed Forces, British Transport Police, and the London Ambulance Services are right on the scene. So this is still an ongoing, is a breaking news from here in UK. So that is what I can say. Let me retweet that. So let's see if I can pick anything from Sky News as well. So this is an ongoing incident. It's a breaking news. So let's see if I mean, we don't have the resources, so we have to go and pick up from the big players. And when it starts to put on Shisha Fumo. All right, 41 seconds ago. Alright. Okay, Sky News now going to pick on it. Well, let's go on BBC. Let's see BBC. And I'll be know because it's breaking news, so I'm going to be Mingbe. So I gotta be up to date with what's going on. So okay, BBC hasn't picked it as well. So it's something that is just breaking. So probably maybe in the next few minutes, because then to post anything, because Citizen Colori or send us, see there's a guy I follow called 999.London. So it's a breaking news just 9 minutes ago. So all right, let me do something. Incident unfolding Westminster Underground. So let me do a search on that on Google. So yeah, for maybe something. So All right. We'll come back to that, but that's just about the news I got so far. So there's something breaking. All right, let's go back to Simon Ekpa's page. Where's Simon? Simon. Once again, a very good evening and welcome to Simon Ekpa. Simon is always trending, you know. Okoya, Nigeria. Okay. Simon Ekpa addressed something tonight, and I watched it myself. I'm sure there are more Yoruba can follow Simon now, and follow it because there's just so much hatred between the Yorubas and the Igbos. Into address lale lori page Moki Adekunle plenty kale. We're now 25th of the month of November, 3 minutes past midnight. Prime Minister, State of the Union addressing UK Islamic State. In ton sonibe, I'm sure some of us have been seeing the message, the way the UK, there was a mistake in it. There was a mistake. I don't know. Page Simon Ekpa. Okay, on the 23rd, Simon says, and I quote, every indigenous nationalities in Nigeria must start asking the Prime Minister or the UK government in United Kingdom if they created why is it not? Oh. The laptop is not charging. Let it from me. Come on, you realize that I didn't charge it. Alright. Yes, my Lord, I pray. Lord, I be a far came to a program to monolo. The only time Tinaba in Ule ni pe mo charging on Ule is asking that if the British government or the United Kingdom, if they created Nigeria as a Muslim nation or amalgamated Nigeria as a Muslim nation in 1914, and if that was not the case, when did the status of Nigeria change officially? Many ọmọ Nigeria ò tẹ̀ mọ̀ ilé rárá nítorí pé intẹ́yìn wà concern ní sí ni pé bí Tinubu ṣàṣe máa stabilize Nigeria kí economy Nigeria work, but àwa máa ń rí àwọn just some small print, and this small print in tó bá lè mú ìlú tí mò ń gbé mo kí ẹ Axoba lórí TikTok. I'm not going to mention your name, but I can see you and I say good evening to you as well. What Simon Ekpa is saying here, okay, I got it now. That's why I say Twitter is very good. Mr. Peter Pan, thank you so much. Good evening and welcome. Let me first explain what Simon is trying to say here. I'll read it again because Muti Soroto Lori, so let me try and read it without any interruption now. This was on the 23rd. Simon put this on his Twitter handle at about 11:27 a.m. It has actually got 45.7k views. When Olayomi Koiki posts things like that as well, or probably anything on the X space, we don't get the kind of views because the Yoruba people are more interested láti lọ wo Yoruba film lórí YouTube. They are more interested in the other things, which they have the right to. But on a serious note, there are some small print tó mo máa kà fún wa nísìn in tó lè mú UK tó kọ síta bẹ́ẹ̀. I don't have to accept it, neither do you have to accept it, but èmi tèmi nílùú yìí nísìn tí mo bá lo Ọláyẹmí tí mo dẹ̀ ti sọ fún UK government lórí ìwé tó fún mi tí mo fi operate nílùú yìí pé Ọláyọmí ni mò ń jẹ́, I become somebody else entirely. Ṣé UK tí wọ́n sọ fún wa nísìn mo fún yín ní the brief in tí mo fẹ́ kà yìí kò tí bá kọ̀ ká tí mo fún yín ní brief ẹ̀ ní understanding ẹ̀. Ṣé UK tí wá change status in Nigeria? Òun ni Simon Ekpa náà sọ níbí báyìí. One thing you got to understand is that UK is a very, very smart country. And I'm going to come back and related to mo fẹ́ padà sórí David Cameron, mo wo Vantage News, but mo máa padà sórí yẹn. Let me read what Simon Ekpa said. Every indigenous people, indigenous nationalities, ẹlòmíì ò mọ̀ tán pè ní indigenous people. So maybe we should just give you the meaning quickly before we move further. Because ẹlòmíì àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó máa ń láì bí pé they are big grammar. Rí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì yẹn kan nísìnyí, Oníkóìkí will be Nigerian president ajé Nigeria tó máa pín. You're wasting your time if you're still in that loop. Axoba mi kan wà lórí broadcast àfi tó bá ti jáde padà. Abeokuta Grammar School is older than Nigeria. So ìwọ tó ní Koiki will be the Nigerian president. Nigeria máa ti pín before then. So gbogbo yẹn, stop wasting your time. Something called Nigeria. So whether you live in Nigeria or not, one day everybody get it. Anyway, let's focus back. You know, you can see why Iran Shewan Kimbaloye, well, Lily Maka comment because it will distract them on what they are doing. But because we are interacting here now, so you know, I'm not talking to ghosts, I'm talking to real people. So but Shewan Kimbaloye is talking to masses. He hasn't got the time to read your comment. You know, sometimes they don't even have the time to check it out. So he just do his job and it's gone. Kilongpe ni
indigenous.
Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR, mo kí yín látẹ̀ǹkan, ẹ má bínú, Ògúnmọ́lá Bíọ́dún. I have to resolve my MixLR because those of me put this soon. You need to tell me on Monday, please, if you can hear me and hear Archie Tabanshi program, because it looks like multi tweets in lórí MixLR. So you hear me, you don't hear Archie. So Moki Prince Adebayo Shitu. We are indigenous people, originating, occurring naturally in a particular place, native people, inhabitant, existing in a land. When we are saying that we should love Nigeria, we are not loving Nigeria, we are just using Nigeria because it's the brand that the British gave us in 1914. And we are now saying that that brand is not representing the real indigenous people. So indigenous peoples are the earliest known inhabitant of an area and their descendants. The longer we keep Nigeria, we are saying that our forefathers were stupid, because even if they were stupid, by allowing the British to amalgamate Nigeria, I don't think we should be saying we are stupid as well, because with the kind of technology that we have today, you know, with the kind of way things have become so linked, there is no reason why we should then keep the same name, because that name doesn't have anything to do with the indigenous people. The indigenous peoples are the earliest known inhabitant of an area, which is the Yoruba land, the Yoruba territory. You know, whatever you can think of in the southwest, it is our own. Whatever they can think of in the north is for the indigenous people. Whatever they can think of in the southeast is for the indigenous people. I know some might argue and say, what about the smaller, ethnic amongst us? Well, how were they operating before the amalgamation? All these smaller people that you're talking about, you know, whether they are 1,000, whether they are 3,000, 50,000, how were they operating before the amalgamation? Because I'm sure they were all connected, living side by side, good governance, and we were civilized before the slave trade, or even before the British Empire came to our territory. Because what they did was, I'm just giving you a background a little bit. What they did was they came down to our territory and they came with they came with a lot of weapons, and those weapons were so sophisticated, and they killed a lot of people. You must agree with them, and that is why the Mau Mau in Kenya fought the British government for 13 years, from 1952. The king was there 2 weeks ago. He refused to apologize, because by doing that, that means the empire is admitting to the crime against humanity. So now let's go back, because I've given you the indigenous, what it means to be indigenous. So they are now asking, people that are asking questions. So the same thing, you should be asking me, Koiki, what does it mean to be Yoruba people? To me, the Yoruba people should be able to take care of their own territory. The Yoruba people wants to be the one that awala mani in Kawa, a Yoruba passport, a Yoruba currency. As much as I have lived in Nigeria for at least probably 18 years of my life before I traveled and lived in the UK for 25 years, I don't want to have, I don't want to have anything to do with this shit or currency. I want to have a Yoruba currency, just like the British have their own currency, the Americans have their own currency, the Germans have their own currency, and goes on and on and on. Mofi make sure I am represented anywhere in the world as Omo Yoruba, but Opolopo Omo Yoruba now won't feel and we are so surprised. But I'm going back again to what Simon Ekpa said, that he picked up from the British Foreign Secretary now, which Mashia Bolububua. So what does it mean to be indigenous? Indigenous are also described as any group of people, bí ọmọ Yorùbá, àwọn ọmọ Igbo, àwọn ọmọ Hausa, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, which we have about 300 and something ethnic groups in Nigeria today. In other words, they are native to the specific region. The concern is, àwọn Igbo Magbalewa is something that we shouldn't joke with. But just as the same thing as Nigeria ti Gbalewa, because the word àwọn ọmọ Igbo Magbale is much even smaller than the brand that doesn't represent us, which is Nigeria. Nigeria fúnra rẹ̀ ti gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. Because whether the administration there or the one that is coming, as long as we are representing that brand, don't we, Nigeria, it controls every part of our land. And you can just go and look at the constitution of Nigeria. So when people come out and say, àwọn Igbo máa gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, but Nigeria fúnra rẹ̀ ti gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. And until we come out and stop it, until we come out and say, no, enough is enough, we are taking it back, it belongs to us. Because Lugard, that was working on behalf of the British Empire, knew that the reason why Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914 was because the northern part of Nigeria was losing money. And British was not ready to, the British Empire refused to send money to the north to fund them. Rather than doing that, they decided to use the southwest, the southern part of Nigeria, and join it to the north, so that owó tí South Bank pa wama yonwe wama fi run north. Maybe some of you don't know that, but that is what led to the amalgamation. It is all about the trade, the business. So the British care less about the native people and what nile. They forced that amalgamation on us, or consult Ifa, or consult a Christian, or consult a Muslim. But the question tí ó wá erupt ní 21st century táwa náà ni pé, ṣé kò ń ṣe pé Nàìjíríà tí gbogbo àjọ ń sọ ìgan fúnra rẹ̀, àbí ó ti di Muslim country? Àwọn kan lè argue pé and resources as well. Thank you so much, sir. So that was the reason why this amalgamation happened. Let's even agree that it happened. As at the time they were now the founding fathers, the Azikiwes, the Awolowo, the Ahmadu Bello, now pressing for independence. Remember that Britain knew that there will be problem ahead, and that is why they sat down here in UK. I've been there a few times from outside, called the Lancaster House. The Lancaster House debated what would be the best way to give us independence. Is it just to say that Kolukaluku Kowa in one block? No, in only work. What they would do is, rather than we put us in one block, let us give you as a region. And that is how the regional system of government came on board, until that was destroyed, that led to where we are today. So if, as at the time of the independence, maybe they knew that because the power was given to the northern part of Nigeria, as we were told, with evidence, because Awolowo would have been the first premier to govern Nigeria in one block. But the British government rigged that election in 1959 to favor the North. Ìbéèrè táwa ń bí the same country nísìnyí pé ṣé ìgbà tó gbé torig election yẹn láti gbé fún North, ṣé torí pé wọ́n jẹ́ Muslim? Is that part of the deal? Pé lọ́jọ́ iwájú, whether we agree or not, they will force everybody to become a Muslim. I don't know. But something popped up ní month tawai tó wá ń ṣọ́ọ̀kì àwọn ọmọ Biafra. Àwa Yorùbá ò tí sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ lé lórí, because a lot of us are focused on so many other things that we should not be focused on. Our focus is to give our people the inside knowledge. Ìdí tá a ṣe gbé lọ. Kí n tó kan tí mo fẹ́ kà yìí, àti ń gbọ́, ó lè dàbí ṣeré, ó lè dàbí irọ́. There's nothing wrong, like I said, having a Yoruba Muslim, but there is a lot wrong having an Islamic Nigeria country. There's two different things. Ẹ ṣe torí a jẹ́ Muslim, let's say sort of báyìí. No, it has nothing to do with that. What we are saying right now is, do you want to live in a one Nigeria that is an Islamic country, or do you want to live as Nigeria but without the word Islamic on it? We have been hearing this for some time. There's a lot of videos that documented that. There's a lot of people that have said that. Whether it is true or false, something that I'm about to read to you now, tí Simon Ekpa tó fi ṣe program lálẹ́ àná, tó fi address this same issue, òun ni mo fẹ́ kà nísìn. So mo ti fún yín ní a bit of debrief, and I've spoken for more than 20 minutes. So tí bá máa fi kà nísìn, ó yẹ kókó smooth kókó yẹ yín ni. Every indigenous nationalities in Nigeria, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń béèrè. Mo ń ṣàyàn gbé fún ẹ nísìn ni. We must start asking the British government in United Kingdom, ṣé wọ́n create Nigeria as a Muslim nation? Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Mo ò ní ṣé wọ́n create àwa Yorùbá táwa níbẹ̀ as a Muslim. Ṣé wọ́n create the whole Nigeria as a Muslim nation ni? Because as far as we know, in tó sọ fún wa ni pé Nigeria yẹn is a secular state. A ní Christian, a ní àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe. What they expect kí gbogbo àjọ gbé piece by piece. But that has not happened in the 63 years of living together. Again, Simon Ekpa ń béèrè, every indigenous nationalities in Nigeria must start asking the number 10 Downing Street in the United Kingdom if they created Nigeria as a Muslim nation or amalgamated Nigeria as a Muslim nation in 1914. And if that was not the case, tí kò bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí à ń parọ́ mọ́ wọn ni, bí àwa la kàn assume bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé ìtara pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà la ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó wá ń béèrè pé if that was not the case, okay, when did the status of Nigeria change officially? Because what I'm about to read now is an official document that has now linked Nigeria as an Islamic country. So don't come here and say, Fabuni, because tí knowledge yìí níwọ̀n bá tó dé, argument yẹn kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, Koiki, I'm not here to argue with anybody, but ìlú tèmi ń gbé in tó bá ti kọ ní black and white tí wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ tí amend láti gbà tó ti kọ, that means pé official ni. Now let's read this. There was a press release on the 22nd of November, which is just less than 72 hours, because ọjọ́ mẹ́ta láti gbà yẹn sísìn is 72 hours, ọjọ́ méjì is 48 hours. Foreign Secretary, ìyẹn former Prime Minister wa David Cameron, commit to working closely. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ máa take note and details of ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń kà yìí. Foreign Secretary commit to working closely with Islamic State. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ take note of that word, Islamic State. Ẹ má bèrè nísìnyí, mo kí bàbá wa Mr. Fab. Ẹ má bínú, mo ṣe ń rí comment ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koiki Media. We're now 1 hour 27 minutes into the program. It is still a live program for the benefit of those that are watching and those that will watch it later. Manuel B. Nigeria is classified as an Islamic country by the British. Ẹ má ti jẹ́ ká kàdélẹ̀ náà. Mo kí Mr. Banky Olani. Mo kí Yami Lẹ́ǹkanṣí. Mo kí Bàbá Akintoye. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Now, let's go back again. I want us to take note of that word, Islamic State. On Israel-Gaza crisis, the same Lancaster House that held the discussion for 2 years, ọdún méjì ló fi jókòó back to back, bí every 3 months nínú òtútù ìjọ náà long ní 1957-58 táwọn bàbá wó lọ́wọ́ Amadu Bello gbogbo wọn tó máa wá gbádá tó dé fìlà àwọn bàbá tó wá ń discuss ọ̀rọ̀ independent. The same ibẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ti host Islamic State. I am now asking ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí báyìí nísìn ká tó go further nínú article yìí. And if you want to know where to read this from, what I'm going to do right now, if you're not following me on the X, which is former Twitter, maybe you want to join that. You want to join me now, because I'm going to post it there right now, and I'll post it on our other platforms as well, on the YouTube community and on the Facebook. So let's start with the X before we go further. But the question I'm asking anyone that is watching right now, okay, Jim Ferguson has also picked up the news. Breaking news, Met office, including Arm office. So we don't know what is going on, but we hope it's nothing serious at the Westminster as we speak right now. There is an ongoing incident as I speak to you right now. We hope we will get more information before the end of the live transmission that we're on as well. My name is Olami Koiki. This is Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. It's a platform that talks about the right of the Yoruba people, the indigenous people in Nigeria, and as well why we want to exit the country. So I've posted that now. So Entebawa Lori X me, you'll be able to see that. Entebawa Lori, and I'll try and post it on the, hopefully I don't way to read this Lori comment, so I'm posting lórí life tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nísìn. So tẹ́ bá gbọ́wọ́ sí ẹ̀yin náà lè lọ tún kà fúnra yín. I'm asking the question again. Is Nigeria an Islamic state? Ṣé Islamic state ní Nigeria? Tí kò bá ń ṣe Islamic state, kí ló dé tí British government tó ń recognize it as an Islamic state? Ṣé wọ́n ṣe mistake ni? Like I said, I don't know. So let's go. So I'm also posting that in case tẹ́ bá ń wá link yẹn. So mo ti post ẹ̀ náà sórí Facebook wa. So fanfani tẹ́ bá fẹ́ lọ tún kà fúnra yín. Now, let's come back here. The Foreign Secretary, once again, commit to working closely with Islamic State on Israel-Gaza crisis at the Lancaster House meeting. The Foreign Secretary hosted a delegation of foreign ministers from Arab and Islamic countries in London. Emma, ọ̀rọ̀ méjì lọ sọ́nbẹ̀ yẹn. Foreign ministers from Arab. Ṣé Arab làwa ni? Kì í ṣe Arab. Ṣé Nigeria is an Islamic country? I'm sure most of you will say no. Now, the question then is, mo fẹ́ mú, how did Nigeria got to become part of this meeting? They are called invite one as a neutral ground. The foreign minister from Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Egypt, the Palestine Authority, Turkey, Indonesia, and Nigeria, as well as the Secretary General of the League of Arab States and Ambassador of Qatar, all attended the event in London. The group was formed as a peace committee at the Joint Arab-Islamic Extraordinary Summit held in Riyadh on the 11th of November. The group are visiting the capital of permanent members of the United Nations Secretaries Council, arriving in London after meetings in Beijing and Moscow, with further travel planned to Paris and Washington. The question again is, when did Nigeria become an Islamic country? Or when did Nigeria become an Arab country? Ikonomejeji, I'm asking the question. We're going to move swiftly away from there because I have some other areas to touch. If I have the strength, we will go far beyond 1 o'clock. If not, the programs end at 1 o'clock. Once again, a very good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the live transmission. My name is Olami Koiki, and you're still watching a live broadcast with me. Moki Enyenyawa T and Darapomowa. So we leave that issue of whether Nigeria is an Islamic country. Very good evening and welcome to a brother, a true brother that is also a true brother. African Confidential, welcome to you. And also Suleiman Rashid, welcome once again. As we move away from there, I'm going to play a video. So I'm going to turn this phone on again, because I'm going to stand up and go to the kitchen and get 1 or 2 things to drink. But I'm going to play something to us while we are preparing for that. I welcome you all and I say good morning, because it is now 31 minutes past 12 midnight. In America, the time will be 5 hours, 6 hours different. And likewise in UK, in Japan, China, Iletimolodo is a full-blown good morning or almost good afternoon gone, because they are quite ahead of us. New Zealand, Australia, Ibitayewa, in another planet near. So while this is now popped up, I want us to listen to this video. And this now goes to the Professor Simon Ekpa. The government presently, they've been crying that They're 5:30 p.m. in America. Yeah. So that's how many? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's almost like 5 hours behind. The next thing I want to ask is the government. Bon.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing?
Until video sorry, can to play. Lately, we've been hearing that the Simon Ekpa Onfun Jobani problem and all that. So the federal government is very concerned, especially the new military chiefs. Now, I'm asking this question. If the federal government is concerned about what Simon Ekpa is doing in the southeast, Fawati Ajomo Yoruba, without being biased, 7:32 p.m. in New York. Wow. So that means where you are 1, 2, 3, 4, what? Almost 4 hours now. Yeah. Okay, not too bad. If the federal government, Mr. Perry, good evening. If they're concerned about Simon Ekpa, if our Yoruba Naba are concerned about Simon Ekpa, how do we manage the current state of situation between the Biafra and the federal government? Should the federal government start talking to the Biafra, or should they continue to put the genocide by killing them because of the social media? Mama Shenu kò díẹ̀ táwọn bá ń pa àwọn tọ̀hún náà dẹ̀ ń sọ pé àwọn ò ní gbà, kí lẹ rò pé ó máa end up tó máa lead sí, kí lẹ rò pé ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀? The way things are going between the federal government and also àwọn Simon Ekpa, kí ni ẹ̀yin feel pé bí nǹkan yẹn ṣe ń lọ yìí? Mo fẹ́ lọ mú fídíò méjì mo fẹ́ play, so ó bẹ́tà ká kọ́kọ́ play ti àwọn military yẹn ká tó play ti, so mo fẹ́ repost it so that kó lè pop up sórí screen mi lókè on load lọ́wọ́. Kí lẹ rò pé the best solution? Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin yẹn wa bí ṣe ń kẹ́yìn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, mo kẹ́yìn ìyá wa, mo kẹ́yìn bàbá wa, mo kí gbogbo yín pátápátá ní gbogbo 191 local government 191 local government la ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. So mo kí gbogbo yín, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá wà ní gbogbo state tó kù náà, à ń fi tọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè mo fi kí yín. The present situation between the federal government pẹ̀lú àwọn Biafra, kí lẹ̀yin rò pé the current administration lè ṣe? Because àwọn military ti ń complain báyìí pé gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní south east nísìn, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó ń jẹ́ kí insecurity kó wà ní nílùú. Mo kí ìyá wa ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, ìyá lálùbáríkà, ìyá wa Comfort Ológunjà. I believe that Nigeria has been signed up as an Islamic country during Babangida regime. Even MK Abiola was part of the agenda. Peace protest against it in 1980. There was a protest against it, or people protested against it in 1986 and 1987. And I'm thinking, OIC. Many of us might not know that Nigeria is part of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. Ẹ ṣé gan fún ìrántí yẹn, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìyá wa, kọ́lọ́ á jẹ́ kí a rí yín pẹ́, ẹ dẹ̀ kú ìtọ́jú wa ní lọ́tùn lósì. Once again, let me see if those videos are finished loading, and then we'll be able to play that. So better I can play it, I can play the second one. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mo ní kí lẹ rò pé ìgbésẹ̀ tí ìjọba Bọ́lá Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn Simon Ekpa. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò gan tún ní Simon Ekpa gan agent ni pé ìjọba ló ń bá ṣiṣẹ́. Ìyẹn máa wá yẹ̀ mí lẹ́nu. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ fídíò yìí. While the video is playing, I'm just gonna stand up, but I'm not far away from the broadcast. Mo ń kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ní gbogbo orí ètò. Ẹ ní láti rí ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the video. Akọ̀fẹ́ ló ń kankan ní ara fídíò yẹn ni la ṣe gbé kalẹ̀. Lẹ́ǹkan sí gbogbo àná làjọ ń ṣètò yìí. Ògúnmọ́lá sọ pé good leaders can't happen upon a faulty foundation. Fáwọn tí wọ́n ní good leadership la need ní Nigeria. The moment we have a good leadership, everything will go smoothly. Mo ní ìgbà tí Lugard tó ń pín Nigeria tó gbé kalẹ̀, ìjẹ́ Lugard gan fún rẹ̀, ìjẹ́ ó ṣe àdúrà lé lórí, àdúrà kọ̀ fọ́sẹ̀ lé wa lórí. So if anybody is waiting for the good leader, a máa dúró tó dẹ̀ máa pẹ́ díẹ̀. Topic ta lò lórí WD76 backup wa ni pé why? Okay, ṣé mo tẹ put that why it must be Yoruba nation, an independent country away from Nigeria. It is either now or never. Lẹ́ǹkan sí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa títí dọ́dọ̀ ìyá wa. Ẹja gbẹ́lẹ̀, I'm coming back on my seat.
Simon Ekpa. So this individual has become a menace to this country. Simon Ekpa has become a menace to this country. So the country must act on it diplomatically. Finland is having a free way, encouraging him to do what he's doing. But his utterances and his actions is affecting what is happening in Nigeria. We should never allow that to happen.
The manpower in the police today is grossly inadequate. The United Nations ratio of 1 to 400 is not attainable in Nigeria as of today, because the ratio in Nigeria is 1 to 1,000.
Our strategy as an army is the deployment of forces in each of the 6 geopolitical zones to conduct operations to combat the security threats. Estimative intelligence demanded greater unity of ongoing kinetic efforts towards containing the activities of the separatist groups. Those who are serving under their flag, one Nigeria and the Arabic inscription, or should I say the motto of Ottoman Danfodio, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. You don't know that the Nigerian emblem, the army emblem of Nigeria, is the motto of Ottoman Danfodio that he used to conquer Hausa people. You don't know that it is there. That's what they use it. You are fighting under the banner of your conquerors. My fellow Biafra, the terrorist chief of defense staff, IGP, and all Nigeria terrorist service chiefs appear at their great Islamic chamber called National Assembly, House of Representatives, to cry how Biafra have defeated them. They accuse my humble self, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Israel, of sabotaging security in the East. I do not know what kind of sabotage they are talking about, but I want to inform the world today that Biafra Liberation Army killed those who came to Biafra land to kill our women. They killed them, and they will continue to do that till the last day we will stay in Nigeria. The sabotage the Prime Minister of Biafra has done against the Nigeria terrorist state is that I rose up to defend the defenseless. I rose up to speak and give voice to the voiceless. I rose up to say enough is enough. You have killed enough, and somebody has to do something. That's the sabotage they are talking about.
We've listened to that 2 minutes 20 seconds. I'm asking now, how should this government deal with the issue of the Biafra? Táwa Yorùbá bá náà wọ̀ lọ nítorí Bọ́lá Tinubu, because we love Bọ́lá Tinubu so much and we are not ready to sabotage his government. Ìbéèrè tí mo ń béèrè nísìnyí pé báwo ni a ṣe fẹ́ kí ìjọba ti sìn cooperate pẹ̀lú Bọ́lá Tinubu? Fẹ́yìn tí ẹ bá ti mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ àti partner pẹ̀lú Avon, ìyẹn Koiki Media brand. Àwọn ló ń pè ní Avon, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ilé máa ń mọ̀ wọ́n, àwọn tó ń gbé ní UK wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa. So tẹ́ bá ti wá lọ sórí líǹkì tá à ń fi síta You can order from them. They have good products that they do. They've been around for a very long time, but it's only for the UK resident alone. Kò wá ń ṣe pé partner ta partner, it's got to do with credit check as well. So you don't become a partner without them also vetting us. Our not vetting. So it's not just any organization. To share, at least I have known Avon in the last 25 years in this country. But during our outing in the last 48 hours, we decided that, why not? Partner with a brand like that. It also helps our own brand. Dear, we can also see what we can do in the future. It has nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. It's just a partnership. So in case the Banri Kini Koiki ati Avon Nishe, let me say this: Koiki Media is a brand on its own. I now left that platform, Koiki Media, for the operation of Yoruba Nation. But it doesn't stop us from doing and engaging with other things within the vicinity of what we think could be of opportunity or benefit to the platform. Just in case some of you rí àwọn advert Avon kí ni Avon ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Yoruba Nation. It has nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. It is just that Koiki Media have a partnership with them, just like companies and companies have partnership, so just for the benefit of any of you. So the Baba link here in the UK, whatever you buy there, they will also be looking after us as well. So that is what it looks like, in case you're wondering. So Tebari, I don't carry the product. The product is with the company. You can see it, you can look at it, especially Christmas is coming. You can buy one or two things from there. As long as you are buying it from my own link, that means they will recognize that so, but it is only for the UK resident alone. One ship was in Nigeria, so Mark Mr. Koiki Motilo in continue like in bed, she won't me send us in Nigeria. They don't operate in Nigeria, they don't operate in Europe, or maybe if they do, it will be a different brand entirely or different. I don't know how they do that, but in UK alone, they will post it to you, whatever you're buying. They carry the product and they will send it to you. But it is just to help the platform. So, in case for Tebari, Mumbai lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo ní báwo ni kí President Bola Tinubu administration báwo ni kó ṣe deal pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Biafra, ṣé kó mú ní ọwọ́ líle àbí kó mú ní ọwọ́ rírọ̀, ṣé kó mú bí tàwọn Buhari? Because right now wọ́n ti fi Nnamdi Kanu sílẹ̀. Ṣé kó fi Nnamdi Kanu sílẹ̀ kí tension yẹn lè lọ́lẹ̀ díẹ̀, àbí kó má tẹ̀ fi sílẹ̀ kí tension yẹn kó sì máa dún bí àwọn military ṣe sọ nísìn pé Simon Ekpa jẹ́ káwọn oríṣà wọn ṣe dáadáa. Military ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú code, wọn ní fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀. In tó ń lọ ní agbègbè yẹn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn ojú ìntàwà rọra ń sọ ìlọ. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Check cross posting. I can't see our. So why am I not seeing myself live on the Facebook? Mo fẹ́ post the link Avon yẹn síbẹ̀ ni, but I can't see myself live there. That's strange. But I know we are live. So why is not showing? I don't know. It's 1 hour to 52 minutes and we are still going. Thanks so much for it and Bawawu. We appreciate you and we love you all. And we can't do this without you. Taba Joko, ta ń sọ̀rọ̀, ta ríyàn kankan gbọ́. is a waste of time. But for those of you that are sitting behind and watching it, you know, our time sorrow at the end, but it's a lot of work. So, Link Moke Bomi Ijaya Jaya, thanks so much. We appreciate you for the great work with your voice. Mo de hope pé àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì wọ́n ti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ pé kó má fi ẹni tó ń ṣe Yorùbá kó lọ fi jẹ oyè o. It will be a disaster for the Yoruba people. So, ọpẹ́ tó bá ṣe wà níbẹ̀ ẹ má hàn pin ní tí mo pin yẹn, please. So that is the link for the benefit of those of you watching us now. That is on that. Mo kí bàbá wa Leo Abdulrazak. A ti gbọ́ ti àwọn ti sójà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá lọ gbọ́ ti aráàlú náà. Mo ń béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo ní, what should Bola Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what should he do pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Biafra? Ṣé kó kọ́ máa wò wọ́n? Ọ̀kọ́jọ́ máa gbà sí fúnra wọn. Ẹjẹ́ agbọ́n tí èèyàn kan tó interview ní, I think this should be somewhere in Lagos. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí sójà sọ pé Simon Ekpa ń disturb àwọn ní South East kò jẹ́ káwọn ríṣẹ́ àwọn ṣe dáadáa. Ẹja gbọ́ reaction a citizen on the ground.
Fine, I was even thinking most of them have not spoken yet. I find out that they've all you came too early today. Kudos to yesterday's clip. My own take especially. Okay. Except defense headquarter statement on Simon Ekpa has gone viral on Twitter, and my own take has been generally accepted. As of this morning, 27,000 views, 7,000 comments, and they still coming on. Only two of us. Not to ask me about defense, chief of defense headquarter. Yeah. So they are saying that Simon Ekpa is not the one constituting security in the southeast. That the actual people that are doing that is Nigerian military forces, because they are the one that has been holding it, somebody that is, let off the hook of all the accusation by the courts. I didn't understand, and they find out that they are seizing him there for nothing. I didn't understand. Pointing accusing finger at an innocent man in Finland who is doing the same thing Nnamdi Kanu did. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for Biafra sovereignty, and it is right of anybody to do that. The same thing Igboho did. Igboho is now free. Nnamdi Kanu is still there.
Now, that word, Igboho is free, and Nnamdi Kanu is still being held. I'm asking now, should we say because our Jomo Yoruba, we don't care whether Nnamdi Kanu get released or not, as long as, let me rephrase that again. Are we selfish? Wait, whatever our issue with our Igbo or Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu should still be held in the custody of the DSS, even though Tinubu kọ́ ló release CSI. Mo ń bí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lénìí, mo tún bí wá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ tí Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe nísìn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Biafra, because ọ̀rọ̀ Biafra stage tí wọ́n ó ti kọjá stage táwa wà, stage ọ̀tọ̀ lájọ wà. And we look forward to Baba Akintoye speaking to us later today. I don't know whether it's going to be transmitted live or not, but tomorrow live, everybody will be able to listen and hear it, and we hope if it's not live, we will be able to tell you whatever the outcome of the meeting. Should we say because ìbílẹ̀ Ìgbò ló ti ń ṣe wàhálà, ẹ jẹ́ kí Simon Ekpa máa dàlúrú, torí nǹkan táyìn kankan sọ nìyẹn, even though that is not what is happening, because àwọn Yorùbá kan feel pé Simon Ekpa ń da Nàìjíríà rú, bóun gangan ló ń da Nàìjíríà rú. I am not one of those that agree to that, but you have the right to your opinion and views. Ìjà tí Simon Ekpa ń jà, òun náà lèmi náà ń jà o. It might be two different things. Ètí Simon Ekpa gbé dání tí mò ń gbọ́ sétí, ó ní pé allow my people a referendum and a total exit from Nigeria. Whether the federal government thinks is the right thing or not, I think having a dialogue is in the interest of everybody. Àwa tá a ra aṣọ àtẹni tó ra aṣọ, tí wàhálà yẹn bá délẹ̀, ó máa affect gbogbo wa o. Ṣẹ̀rí ìtawà ṣì rọra ń ṣe tiwa ní diplomatic way. Àwọn náà ń ṣe diplomatic way o. Àmọ́ ìjọba Nàìjíríà as at the time tí Buhari wà níbẹ̀ àti Ọ̀ṣínbàjò, wọ́n lọ kidnap olórí wọn, wọ́n rendition ẹ̀. Tó bá ọmọ tó ń pè ní rendition, lọ wo dictionary. I don't have the time tonight to give you the meaning, but at least tá a bá tẹ̀ mọ́ meaning rendition, àmọ́ tó ń pè ní kidnap. Ṣé wàá rí kidnap yẹn kò ń ṣe tí wọ́n kàn ń ṣe ní ilé ayé nísìn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ kidnap mi nísìn, àfi kí ìjọba ìlú yìí máa mọ̀, because wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ allow kó ṣẹlẹ̀ pé ẹ wá kidnap mi, ẹ wá fi bọ́ndù mi lọ Nàìjíríà. Tí bá ṣe òfin Nàìjíríà, tí Nàìjíríà bá sọ pé mo ṣẹ̀wọ̀n, ó máa competition against me wá sí ìlú yìí, ẹ wá pè mí sẹ́jọ́. Ẹ kàn ní ṣe àwọn gangsterism tí Buhari ṣe ní 1980 pẹ̀lú Umaru Dikko, tí kò mú jẹ. You cannot do such in today's ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ta ló ń bẹ̀ ṣẹ́ nísìn. Wọ́n bínú YouTube mi ti okay, let's see. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube yẹn. Thank you so much once again. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ nísìn, ẹ má ká take it slightly o. I know we don't talk about the Biafra because we don't see it close to our eyes. Some of us don't even want to hear about it, and some of us don't want to even follow it. But from a journalist perspective, I am now talking from the journalism as a journalist now. There's a lot happening around the world, and there's still a lot will happen if we refuse to allow peace to reign. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó dáa tó peace, but the moment tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé kí ló máa ṣe tí there's a bluff. Political party wo ló wọlé nílùú kan láìpẹ́ tó já wọn right wings, kò ń ṣe Argentina náà, kódà Argentina tẹ̀ náà wọ́n join BRICS. It's another crazy government. There's a new government tó ṣe gbàjọba, I mean, democratic voting ní Argentina, but there's another country tí I think there's another country. It's a far right. Tell me what don't put far right. It's better you go and find out. This notion that we see tó kàn wá pẹ̀lú àwọn Biafra, ṣebí Yorùbá nation la wá fẹ́, or àwọn tó tẹ̀ fẹ́ Yorùbá nation tó fẹ́ Nigeria. Let us not play and think that in tó ń lọ presently between the federal government and the Dutch. Thank you so much. Àwọn researcher mi wà nínú ilé. Ní Dutch far right ló gbàjọba. Mo fẹ́ ohun tí African Confidential score because the laptop is far away from me. They can move it closer. African Confidential say, let people keep turning a blind eye. Everyone will talk about Biafra when the time comes. Look, ẹ má bínú backup team wa èmi mo fẹ́ unpin link tẹ́ fi síbẹ̀ mo fẹ́ pin ti African Confidential. Sherry, I am not here to sell Biafra to us. I am a journalist. There's a lot going on in the world. There are some that I don't even want to talk about because I understand a lot of proxies that is happening around the world. I'm not going to stand and say we support. Look, iti mo jẹ́ my own. Bóyá láàrin mi àti ìyàwó mi màá sọ, mọ̀ pé kò lọ sọ síta. Láàrin mi àti ìyá mi màá sọ. There are certain things that we would not also, as a journalist, say because ojú tẹ̀yin fi ń wò ó yàtọ̀ sí ojú tẹ̀mi fi ń wò, especially for somebody that has lived in Europe for 25 years. In tán sọ màá kọ́ máa wò wọ́n ni, but mo mọ̀ pé tẹ̀mi bá sọ view tẹ̀mi lé lórí, they will come after our platform very hard. Ẹ̀yin lè rò pé wọ́n ń wò wá. I'm talking about the West now. They monitor àwọn ní system tó fi monitor kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ look wọ́n lè scan gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ti sọ within 2 hours ó dẹ̀ máa fún wọn ní summary in less than 10 seconds. Àwọn technology ti dé bẹ́ẹ̀ already, so gbogbo tí mo sọ ní 2 hours wọ́n lè summarize ẹ̀. Mo wo BBC, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tá wà lórí Koiki Media, the quality is not very good, but you know it's the laptop tá à ń lò ní, but ẹ bá fẹ́ good quality ẹ lọ sórí WD-76 mobile phone gan. I don't know why the laptop doesn't have a very good quality because mi náà wo lórí screen lójú mi dẹ̀ lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bí a torí TV yẹn ó dẹ̀ ti I don't know, but mo mọ̀ kí tí bá ń lo the other laptop mi yẹn Alienware yẹn ó máa quality yẹn máa better, but so ẹ má bínú sí wa. I watch a lot of crime events. UK máa ń ṣe program kan is a crime event. Wọ́n lọ bust àwọn ilé àwọn èèyàn kan. Ṣé mọ̀ pé internet inú ilé ẹ̀ tó bá fi ń wo, and this again is just an advice. Ṣé ẹ̀rẹ́ ìtẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń dé mo bẹ̀ yín àtẹ̀yìntẹ̀ wà nulẹ̀. Ṣé rí internet inú ilé wa yìí moment tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń lọ wo indecent images of children ó lè wo tàgbàlagbà o ó lè lọ wo tàgbàlagbà adult ni wá ó ti yé yín à ń fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ níbí bàtọ́ platform ibi báyìí kò ń ṣe fún ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàṣà self determination Yorùbá nation so ìbọ̀lẹ́ kankan tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ a máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ as mature people ni àwọn ńlá mọ́lẹ̀, but tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ́n wo indecent images àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ọmọ ọlọ́pàá máa gbé ẹ o ọlọ́pàá máa ṣe kí ni ọmọ wa kanlẹ̀kùn lé ẹ o bọ̀bọ̀ dúdú kan ìtọ́ bá lórí laptop ẹ̀ indecent image àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké, then there's another guy kan náà bẹ́ẹ̀, then àwọn kan náà ìyẹn rápá àwọn, but it's got to do with people that are using their internet in the house. Wọ́n download the indecent image ọmọ kékèké as ọmọ kékèké as even up to 1 year old. Wèrè pọ̀ láyé yìí o. Mo kàn sọ fún wọn tó ṣe ń ṣe, èmi ò sọ ní abroad níbi tẹ́ wà but ní UK lèmi ń sọ ọmọ wa gbé ẹ o. Now mo fẹ́ líǹkẹ̀ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ ni mo ṣe lọ síbẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ yes wọ́n ní the Netherlands Prime Minister ṣe gan ni far right burúkú ni, but oh no, my wife, a little bit relaxed, irony. Far right will be with far right. Mo ṣì wà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ issue àwọn Biafra. I am not here to sell Biafra to you because Yorùbá nation tí mo ṣe ń sẹ́ẹ̀lì fáwọn Yorùbá gan ọ̀ ẹ̀ tí gbà. Nǹkan kan máa láòdò tọrọ Biafra yẹn tó máa tanná gidi. Wọ́n ṣì ń mú lẹ́yọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. Ṣe rí àwọn àti ìjọba Nàìjíríà wọ́n máa mú kan lẹ̀ gidi. Biafra àti ìjọba Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má wàá fi sẹ́ńtímẹ́ǹtì sí pé ọmọ wa ló wà níbẹ̀ Bọ́lá Tinubu. Mo kí ẹ Chioma Francis Chioma only good morning, loves of the freedom, welcome on board. Bọ́lá Tinubu àwọn Biafra ṣe wá ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kíní kan ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sọ pé what should the current administration be doing right now pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Biafra, because already the stage tí Biafra wà is getting to where if that line close, line wo ni mo sọ, the line for discussion, it will be hit up but they will still come back again on the round table. Kò sí ìjà tíyàn lè jà láyé yìí, especially if it's kind of ìjà tá ń jà yìí àti other ones, you will still end up on the round table. Just monitor what is going on presently in the Middle East. I don't have to go into all the details. You can be hearing that there's something happening in the Middle East. There's a truce at the moment, but it is not the end. That means there is always negotiation, and Qatar is playing that very well when it comes to negotiation. Ṣé Tinubu ṣì ń dúró pé kí Qatar náà wá negotiate? Because when things change between the Biafra and the federal government, they will take the two of them to Qatar and dialogue. And as at that time, Biafra will have an upper edge against the Yoruba people that are asking for self-determination. Once again, there is a danger that can be stopped from escalating, but we are all thinking it is not going to happen. Let's go back to that old video. I don't like using anybody's video for now, but this is just again a one-off because we're going to start stopping using people's video, in the new year. It will just be a discussion, presentation, more of the write-ups, and then let's take one step back on this particular video that I picked up from Simon Ekpa's page. I downloaded it and I posted it out. Let's listen.
Let off the hook of all the accusation by the courts. I didn't understand. And they find out that they are seizing him there for nothing. I didn't understand. Pointing accusing finger at an innocent man in Finland who is doing the same thing Nnamdi Kanu did. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for Biafra sovereignty, and it is right of anybody to do that. The same thing Igboho did. Igboho is now free. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. Are you listening to me?
Igboho is now free. Nnamdi Kanu is still in there. Even though Igboho was not detained in Nigeria, yet the Biafrans or those in the southeast does not care how or what happened. As far as they're concerned, Igboho is free. So, but Igboho is also asking for self-determination for his people. Why then is Nnamdi Kanu still in the prison? I guess Nnamdi Kanu returns, his case returned back to the court in December. I hope they will let him go.
Igbo cultural group is supporting federal government. Why? Why should you be accusing somebody that is agitating for his right? Somebody that lives in Finland is the person you say is the one that committed the crime. Why not go there and confront him? He's a military man.
The same analysis yesterday said the president should please release Mazen Al-Kano.
That's a good approach. You meet him and say, releasing Nnamdi Kanu, not accusing.
Releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not a crime. Really, look, Sherry, what we need to understand is that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, Yawa Comfort, Zokwe Gramani, I hope Yoruba will not be left behind in the zoo when Biafra goes. Thank you so much once again to everyone. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu does not mean that automatically they will have a Biafra nation. It's just at least to keep the cordial negotiation, the discussion. You can even release him into Abuja and put him under house arrest if that's what you want. But you can't keep him forever in the DSS custody and then talk about, oh, we are still even going to pick Simon Ekpa. This man is going to tell you what happened, even if you pick Simon Ekpa, which I don't think is going to happen. Only if, Finland government would allow such, and I don't think so. Even if you pick Simon Ekpa out of the equation, does that end the agitation, the quest of the Biafrans? Let's hear one more time from what this man is going to tell us.
Simon Ekpa,
Because of the insecurity,
the insecurity in the
eastern part of the country, that's what.
hold.
Now, Triple DRS, thank you so much. The thing finish is British. No mind them. This man in Yoruba no good, but it's even reminding me and you about the atrocity of the terrorist that has operated and is still operating in the southwest. They've been able to curb it a little bit in the southeast because irin ti ń kọrin, ó ti yé yín ká má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀, irin àti irin ó ti ń kọrin ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn náà. But ṣakabura táwọn ti wá gbé dání kò ṣiṣẹ́, and we hope our governors will protect our people. We're not doing too bad, but maybe after this I'm gonna wind down so that I don't want to burn too much. We've done 2 hours, so as soon as Tibatish analysis is later, I'm gonna wind it down and say good morning till tomorrow if I have the time. If not, it'll be other day. Now, arákùnrin tí mo fẹ́ play the last 2 minutes of this video tá a ranch analysis lé lórí, ó ní insecurity kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ Simon Ekpa, ẹja gbọ́n tó sọ.
People politicians responsible. I start from ministers, governors, senators, councillors, lower house of the chamber of the legislative. They are the one responsible because they should have addressed that issue now. Then they allow somebody that wake up and said, let me suffer for the Igbos. That's Simon Ekpa. He's taking it upon himself, spending his money and time, trying to make sure that Igbo land is what? Secured. The security over there is too total. Nobody is secured there. Anything can happen. Asante the Kobo is coming with his group, killing Igbo man. Kuhari's group, Fulani, herdsmen terrorists, are killing Igbo farmers.
Okay.
It's got across the whole region of the country.
Okay.
It's happening in the southwest, whereby nobody goes to farm anymore. In the Yahweh local government of the state.
Yewa ló fi sọ, ó ní Yawa, but Yewa ló fi sọ, Yewa in Ogun State. Mo kí wa baba Mr. Fab. Innovate, good morning. The reason why we are hungry in Yoruba land is because we can't go to the farm. This man is reminding me and you that lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n irin ti kọrin tó bá bí wọn dá kọ́ lọ síbẹ̀, but lọ́dọ̀ tí wa àwa máa ń pariwo ni, hey Mr. Koiki o, hey ẹ bá wa pe gbowó o, and I keep asking níbo làwọn gọ́vnà yín wà nígbà tẹ́ bá ń pè àwa.
The
you can tell that this man is very sound. In Ìbàràpá ó rán wa létí pé ibẹ̀ máa lọ ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa Dr. Borode ọkọ̀ lóyún àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ó yá ó tún rán wa létí ìlú kan tí grandma wá láti bẹ̀, grandma mi tí mo máa ń pè ní bíbá ẹ̀dá ìyàwó Comfort. Ó dárúkọ lóyún mọ́ mi, ẹ máa gbọ́ nísìnyí. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè. Wọ́n sọ Ọ̀ṣun state, wọ́n tún wá rán wa létí Ondo. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ lóńdó? Ẹja jọ gbọ́. Ó ní àtẹ̀lé dé fọ wọ́n mú wo fídíò kan ní documentary náà ni èmi àti wife mi tẹ bá rí àwọn beautiful àwọn ẹṣin yẹn ẹlẹ́ ti fẹ́ kó sọ ẹja gbé sórí kìnìún we're almost there ní àti fẹ́ tó lọ lé nísìnyí lọ́sùn. Ó ní ọ̀rẹ́ farm ọ̀rẹ́ forest èèyàn mélòó ní wa nísìnyí ni mo lè sọ pé ẹja kódà àwọn ọlọ́dẹ gan tó bá dira dáadáa èmi àwọn bí àwọn ọlọ́dẹ wá sì ní confam bọ́ wọn náà kan sì ní but a máa ń gbọ́ pé lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta yìí wọ́n yìnbọn ó pààyàn wọ́n náà pé wọ́n rò pé àwọn Yorùbá wọn náà ní nǹkan ni ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀bọ̀n yẹn tó bá yìn àbí torí èké làwọn yẹn yìn ni àbí torí ó jẹ́ AK-49 because intagbọ́n lẹ́nu àwọn baba ńlá wa ni pé àwọn kìíní yẹn tó bá yìn ó máa gbọ̀n sílẹ̀ ni ọmọ this time around ó mú àwọn èèyàn wa gidi ni o kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa o.
Infiltrated. I've been taken over by this Fulani men to the level of what happened in our war. St. Augustine, Abi.
Ó rán wa létí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ọ̀wọ̀ ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ rántí mọ́ St. Augustine I'm sure some of ẹ mọ̀ pé Koiki Media rántí mẹ́kan lọ látẹ̀kọ́ lọ sí Ondo ẹ̀jẹ̀ nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì dóná wọn ti ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ nísìn ẹ mọ̀ pé Tinubu náà lọ ìgbà yẹn ni campaign yẹn ń dún ó fún wọn ní 50 million Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó pín owó yẹn káàkiri fún gbogbo àwọn tó affected. Now I am closing the broadcast on this once again. I'm not going to play the rest of the video. If I play not at all. I'm asking this question. What should this present administration do pẹ̀lú àwọn Biafra? Ṣé kí Tinubu kó sọjú nù kó má ṣe nǹkan kan àbí kó wá nǹkan tó máa ṣe sí? Kò sí bí a ṣe fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà tí bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tí kò ní wá hit up. Let me say it again before we go. Bí àwa Yorùbá bá ní àìtí ṣetán láti lọ a ní right láti sọ fáwọn Biafra pé wọ́n lè lọ. Let me repeat that again. Thank you so much, Chairman Francisca Chioma. I haven't seen Uchechi Ìwà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀wà. I know you sometimes say you're watching us on YouTube. Thanks so much. And Yogi and the rest of our beautiful sisters and mothers and grandmothers. If we are saying that we are okay with Nigeria, Fawa Yoruba Konkon, though there are some Igbos that also say they are okay with Nigeria as well. But the current state between those asking for a referendum from the Biafra side, even those that are from not autopilot, because they are also divided into two. There's the DOS and there's the autopilot. I get the DOS that attacks me all the time on the social media for supporting Simon Ekpa because I believe Simon Ekpa is not the confirmed person to run the operation of Biafra while Nnamdi Kanu is away. And my argument is I don't have any problem with that. But even Nnamdi Kanu that I had a meeting with, Nnamdi Kanu cannot deny it. God bless him, and we hope he will be released and he will be able to confirm that yes, Koiki, you're right. At the time I held a meeting with you and Igbowo, I never mentioned DOS. That there was no DOS present at the meeting. He was Simon Ekpa, myself, Igbowo, and that meeting was not once or twice. I don't have to go into the details of the meeting. But if Nnamdi Kanu comes out today and say, Koiki, you know the time we had that meeting, but this time around, I am back. Please, go tell your Yoruba people, say, Simon Ekpa is no longer the person way I tell you now. Because nobody can tell me to stop talking about Simon Ekpa. Because a lot of you did not have meeting with Nnamdi Kanu now. So who are you to come and tell me? Some of you, the Biafrans that I'm talking to, and I'm going to speak in English because I want to direct this to them back. All these your argument that then before is it before Nnamdi Kanu was arrested? What is all that nonsense? Let me say it clearly once again. My name is Olami Koiki. Today is the 25th of November 2023. Some of you, till you die, you'll probably not even have the kind of access I had with Nnamdi Kanu while he was outside. We had that meeting. Nnamdi Kanu called for that meeting, and that meeting was held few times. It's for public consumption, the discussion. And Nnamdi Kanu told us in that meeting, myself in there, CSI, Oloye Gbowo was there, that Simon Ekpa, blah, 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 and that's all. If he comes out tomorrow and say, Koiki, what I told you then, I don't think Simon Ekpa is still the same person, no. Please go back out again and tell your people that it is no longer the way it is. But for now, till today, Simon Ekpa is still the one in charge, according to me. This is just for Biafra. It has nothing to do with the Yoruba people. Because you don't even like Simon Ekpa. You don't even like Biafra anyway. But like I said again and again, it was a privilege to sit in a meeting with such a very, I mean, look, Nnamdi Kanu, some of you don't know, is even, I don't know, how do I gauge him? The fear of Nnamdi Kanu to British government, the British government are concerned of Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why they never did much to get him out from Abuja in the custody of the DSS. I will not say more than that. As I close the broadcast, we pray for Nnamdi Kanu. I pray for the Prime Minister, government in exile of the Biafra. If I call Simon Ekpa now, if he's sleeping, be rest assured that he will return my call back first thing in the morning, even before speaking to the Biafrans. That is the kind of relationship I have with him. Nobody can change that relationship. It does not matter how many of your attacks on my platform, you're wasting your bloody hell time. That relationship is cordial. I am not speaking now on behalf of the Yoruba people. I am speaking on behalf of my brand called Koiki Media. I don't have a problem with any Igbos. Neither I don't expect you to have any problem with me. But if you think that because my relationship with Simon Ekpa will give us problem, maybe you should all wait until the release of our leader. And when I say our leader, some of you are always like, how is Nnamdi Kanu your leader? You can say that I have not cursed you tonight. I'm going to start leaving that curse for my inside, because cursing you doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I've cursed you enough. My job is to educate you now. Why not let us all wait and pray for Nnamdi Kanu to be released, and let Nnamdi Kanu come out and say, Koiki, that discussion, those plans, those things that we talked about in that meeting, it is no longer in that direction because it has gone the other way around. I will then still accept Nnamdi Kanu, and I'll still support the Biafra movement. And those Yoruba people that are always let me say this, Fenyi. I am not one of those other medias. I am Koiki Media. We have 1 billion people on the social media. I am just one out of those billions. As long as Simon Ekpa hasn't, or Nnamdi Kanu hasn't changed from the self-determination that I'm saying in front of them, they have the backing and the backup of Koiki Media to promote them any day, anytime. Look, even if you are paying me before as Yoruba person and you are thinking, please keep that money and spend it into another platform. You will not change me for who I am on the support of the Biafra agitation and the self-determination. The least you can do is just to talk. Like I said, Eric B, I've not used those words I normally use because I love feedback and I'm trying not to use those words. But you know those words I will have used. I am Olayomi Koiki. Biafra, you've got the backup of one Yoruba media called Koiki Media. As long as you have not changed from self-determination. The moment I see any changes, Mukiyawa Olushola Adeniran, the moment I see that, I will back out from supporting the Biafra movement. But as long as they are still on the course of the right to self-determination, which is under the United Nations declaration that is also have it on record, which is on the let me quickly bring that out before we go. I think that's United Nations declaration of, no, it's not of human rights, the indigenous people. Let's see, that was on the 1960. Yeah, 1960, somewhere around there. There's also the United Nations Declaration of the Right of the Indigenous People. The United Nations Declaration on the Right of the Indigenous People, which the Biafra are part of, and the Yorubas, was adopted at the Assembly on the 13th of September 2007, with 144 states in favor. So don't come and tell a learned man like me that the Biafra, Muki Baba Mojid Ibrahim, don't support the Biafra because the relationship with we and Igbo people, they are not to be trusted. Look, I don't even trust Yoruba people anyway. Some of you, we can't trust you because you almost kill Igbo that we love, and some of you are still killing him with some of your utterances, some of your, bigot statement against a man like that. But I will remind you that I will stand shoulder to shoulder, and I will not call Simon Ekpa just Simon Ekpa. It's the government in exile, the prime minister. If Nnamdi Kanu comes out and says that is not what he wants, okay. But for now, it's the government in exile. And if you don't know, government in exile is not even a crime as well. And that is how far I will go tonight. My name is Olami Koiki. Maybe you've just met me once, or you've been following me. Anyone that says they want the right to self-determination, like the Scottish people, the Welsh people, and so many other countries around the world, we will support them. And don't come and tell me, hey, but the Biafra, they are carrying, this, ammunition. No, I don't see them carrying ammunition. All I see is that they're protecting their people. And, the right to defend is also part of the right in the world that we live today. There's so many guns in America that sometimes I'm still asking myself whether I can go there. But I see, my people are living there comfortable. As long as they are not doing what they are not meant to do, guns is so much in America. So don't come and tell me that. All I say is that their security apparatus are not using the same gun to kill their people, but they are using it to protect the lives of their people. And that is allowed. Once again, a very good morning. Thank you so much, everyone that have joined us. And I hope you will share the program. I hope you will love it, you will like it, and you will join us again some other time. Why not turn on that notification button so that you will know when I'm live? I don't have a date or time when I go live. When I go live, you will know through the notification. God bless the Yoruba land. God bless the Biafra land. God bless the Arewa land. God bless every single one of us. Nigeria is dead and is not likely to rise again. We will continue to make sure it will never. Since the Titanic cannot be brought back up, you will never bring back the glory of Nigeria. A very good morning. Bye for now.